things happening in both college football and in the NFL as we roll on. And our buddy Buster.
Oh, my goodness.
Something happened to Buster. He's back with us Thursday. Something happened to Buster yesterday. We'll talk about that next on the show. But this month, we're concentrating on anxiety and PTSD in our Mental Health Minute. The new Mental Health podcast is up for you right now. It is brought to you by JohnsonRVCenter.com. Dr. Brett McCabe here explaining anxiety and how it feels and how it can impact your life.
For people out there that maybe haven't been diagnosed with it, how can you explain some of the symptoms where maybe it triggers and they can actually get out in front of this and reach out to local doctor and start the conversation?
Kind of an easy way of looking at it is if you've ever had like too much coffee or too many energy drinks or too much sugar and you just got this burn inside of you that it's like we're trying to cram way too much in the smallest space. It feels like it's exploding. So it's taken over. Anxiety is the ultimate mind-body experience. The mind is racing, evaluating and scanning the world for threat, internally and externally. Your body, your heart rate is moving, your adrenaline is pumping. It's exhausting. And the best way to look at it for somebody who's never had it is to think about turning the car stereo up so loud in your car and you just can't quiet it down.
Yeah, anxiety is a problem. JohnsonRVCenter.com bringing you the mental health podcast that you can get on our platforms the rest of this month as well. LT and the crew doing the job there. We appreciate the doc being with us, and I appreciate a lot of appreciation to the Johnson family, Nick and the crew up there. JohnsonRVCenter.com. Find a lower price somewhere else, and they'll beat that price. RV warranties forever. 2 locations right up the road on I-65 for Johnson RV, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. It is JohnsonRVCenter.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Live show now on a Wednesday as we get going. Jam-packed up here today, both with topics to talk about and everybody up in here. Everybody except for LT and Brown, who continue their vacation. Emily, Grace, and Little T are here with me as we get going. Behind the big glass, Rockstar with his name T-shirt on, Rockstar. Available in the store, by the way, as we continue our BOGO 50.
The shirt is, not me.
You would be
full price.
If somebody bought you full price, who would they get up here 50% off?
Yeah,
That is.
Oh my,
good question.
That would be a good question,
Mr.
right?
Fifth Hour topic.
Yeah.
I mean, Dunaway, you're good 50 because you would do it for 50% less just to help out a listener.
I think I would be discounted because my use by date is coming up pretty soon, right?
Stop. I hate when we talk about this.
Dunaway's on the sale rack.
Yeah. Got it. Buy one, get one free here.
No returns.
I always take that one.
Just
Final
take it.
sale.
No price.
When it's like you go in and the blueberries or the strawberries are like buy one and get 3 free. I'm like, the strawberries are.
Yeah, they're going bad.
We got to get these strawberries out of here quick. On the back row, we got Lunsford and Forrester. Tyler's doing a lot of God's work somewhere, shipping out some great deals from the Next Round store, nextround.store. BOGO 50 for Father's Day week here. Buy one item and get 50% off the next item.
No exclusions.
No exclusions.
Discount applied automatically at checkout.
All in the store, so go do that right now. A lot of fun stuff to get to in the show today. We will talk to Zac Blackerby of the Village Vice, part of our Word Damn podcast. We'll talk to him coming up at 9:45 about what's going on down at Auburn. At 11:45, we'll go to Big D, Dallas, Texas. Abby Chen, sideline analyst for the Celtics broadcast in Dallas for Game 3 tonight. We'll talk to her about what the Celtics are doing. I'll tell you about other stuff, but while we're talking NBA here, breaking news in the last 30 minutes, Basketball Hall of Famer Jerry West has passed away at the age of 86. Laker great.
Yep.
A wonderful front office guy. He's been an ambassador for Basketball Hall of Famer, but for most of the world, he's known as
The logo.
The logo. He is the
Logo.
silhouette that is the NBA logo. So Jerry West has passed away today. One of the top basketball figures of all time, says Smuff there, was an iconic player. 14 seasons with the Lakers. I think I'm seeing here now 14-time All-Star. So he played 14 NBA seasons and a 14-time All-Star, a 10-time All-NBA first team. And, of course, he played for the Lakers, and they always win championships. But Jerry West passing away at the age of 86. And love him or hate him, and he was a wonderful competitor on the court. But off the court, he was a driven, sometimes not as smooth around the edges, nice guy to some people. He was very stern in his beliefs. But Jerry West, one of the greats of basketball, passes away at the age of 86 there. But he is the logo, and a lot of people will be talking about his career throughout their day. But we got a ton to get to today, including talking college football during our 40 and 40. In hour 2, we're going to bring in the guys from the Meltdown.
We are. I'm excited about this.
And they're going to show you one of the things they do every Wednesday on their show. It's a trivia thing they do. So we're going to give you a little sample of what Lunsford and Melton do on their trivia show Wednesdays. And they call it what? What is it?
Triple Threat Trivia.
Triple Threat. Triple.
It's like tornado.
Oh, today is Tornado
Today's
edition.
tornado.
Triple Threat Tornado Trivia.
Think of 13 T's.
Yeah.
I think people are always like people love trivia, right? I mean, you ever like Trivial Pursuit? Did you ever play that at any point?
We would go to, there was trivia at some bars in Auburn on Tuesday, Wednesday, some random weeknights, and we would go. I love playing. I'm borderline horrible at it, but I enjoy it.
Well, I've been on the show
Good
twice.
pep talk for yourself today.
Yeah, I've been on the show twice now. I am horrible at it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I'm horrible. I'm not as bad as Lance, but I'm horrible.
I think, and you can see here, last week it was the team. So this week is also teams for the summer. And the hard part is that you cannot prepare for this game. There's no edge that you can have going into it because the questions range from how many staircases are in Hogwarts to who is best known for having a snake in his boot in Toy Story.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they range from.
That's my issue. And I said, how do I study for this?
You
Because
can't.
my competition day, I'll call it, is next week. And I was asking Melton and Lunsford, I was like, how do I prepare? And
Can't.
yeah, because I was like, do I study? Do I play trivia on my phone? But I can guarantee that not one of the questions I answered on my phone would be one that they asked because they are so random.
Right.
You never know. You never know what's going to happen. All right, so here we go. It is it's a fun day. We're going to start off though with the best thing I saw last night. Forrester sent this to me. It's from baseball. It was a laugh out loud moment.
good.
Cleveland and Cincinnati. You never belong on the field. You never, ever, ever belong in the field. Fan jumps over Cincinnati Red Johnny Bench. Jersey on, officer out there to help him, sticks the back flip, breaks away, bad mistake. Taser, and down goes Frazier. He is face down, hurting as he rides the old electric bolt there. And he's tied up. Watch it again from a different angle. Yep. This is a good angle here. See, this is the scary part. You never know, as a Cleveland player, Cincinnati fan, you never know what they're going to do. Like if the Cleveland player had punched him, I'd have been okay with that.
Well, that's like when Acuna, I can't remember what team we were playing.
Yep.
And he was just coming off his ACL, and it's like, get away from Ronald Acuna.
Yep. Now, what's really good about this little T is still photos.
Well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure that y'all had a very in-depth discussion about what should happen when people storm courts or anything, or something like this situation. And I can't remember exactly what y'all came up with, but these people have to understand that it's not just going to be, hi, sir, excuse me, please get off. Like, I don't know what he was expecting. Maybe he was just risking it. He was risking it all to get on that field.
No, it is.
He's banned for life.
Well, you should be.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if it's not I mean, there's no place in it. It can be very dangerous. You don't know what's going to happen. And this has been going on forever. And sometimes they even build it in. This is crazy. But in the 70s, there was a Kissing Bandit lady that would get onto the major league field and go and
kiss players
and kiss the first baseman or the third baseman or the shortstop. Can you put what's her name again? I can't remember. Pull up her.
And they never wait. So she did this multiple times, was not caught.
Oh, it became a like she was almost like a Major League Baseball mascot at some point. Ooh. Where nobody, she would show up at a stadium, usually the Dodger Stadium, and she would run onto the field and kiss somebody.
And they embraced her for this.
Yeah, I don't know if they embraced her. She embraced a lot of people, and it was just a thing in the 70s. Famously,
different time.
Yeah.
There it is.
Here we go. This is
the
her. Was her name Morgana?
Yeah,
Morgana,
of course.
Yeah. So she came running onto the field and did it a lot in different stadiums. It got to the point where I think it was almost planned, like
she would run out and
like the San Diego Chicken, which is too old for you as well, was a mascot in San Diego originally, and then he would go on tours, and it would be announced that the San Diego Chicken's going to be in Birmingham this weekend for the Barons game, and it would sell out, and he was a really funny mascot. I believe she ended up becoming like she would go on tour around.
She would go on tour
around Major League Baseball and run out there.
That's crazy.
The Kissing Bandit.
What is she up to these days? Has she still around?
I don't know. Have we lost Jerry West and Morgana, the Kissing Bandit, in the same year?
So she's
76 years old.
Okay.
76, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, her birthday's July 4th.
Independence Day.
Awesome.
Wow.
Good
so
for
stay
her.
off
Early
the
birthday.
field. Best thing I saw last night right there. Inverness Country Club gets us going. We're going to talk a little Auburn football here in the opening segment. Coming up here, Brad Law, part of the Village Vice with Zac Blackerby, who's with us at 9:45, has a thought coming up here in the opening segment on one thing Hugh Freeze is changing with the Auburn roster, something that's very important to them. Little T's got a thought on that. Tell us about Inverness.
Absolutely. Find your sense of community at Inverness Country Club. They have memberships that fit everyone. They've got social memberships, including a resort-style pool and full-service cabana and bar. Live music on Friday night, Sunday brunch, sports. They've got tennis and pickleball. You guys, I know I love pickleball. Golf, beautiful course, and currently expanding the driving range. Do you travel for work or pleasure? Ask about the Heritage Plus option, where you have access to courses at 37 other clubs around the country. Inverness Country Club is a great place to meet others in the community. Maybe you've relocated or retired. Inverness is a great place to network.
All right. So Village Vice is part of War Dam Pods, part of our Disrupt the Media family. You get them here on this platform. Just scroll down on our YouTube channel, if you will, and you'll see a War Dam Pods icon. Click on that, or you can go straight to Disrupt the Media. Set your alerts and subscribe there. Zach and Brad they do the Village Vice about 3 times a week. Brad Law was on the show yesterday as the co-host and was talking about Hugh Freeze and what he has been doing to dig Auburn out of a hole that, according to these guys, Brian Harsin helped put the Tigers in.
And this is what Hugh Freeze and company have done, all right, with their offensive line recruiting specifically, okay? 23, their first class. They brought in 5 in the class plus 5 other transfers, 10 new offensive linemen.
Right.
The 24 class had 3 signees and 2 other transfers. So they've added 5 new offensive linemen since last year ended. And then already we talked, they've got 5 commits in the 25 class. That's 20 new offensive linemen since Hugh Freeze came on board. By comparison, and this isn't trash talk. This isn't running anybody down. This isn't
read the fact.
This isn't an anonymous source saying this, that, or the other. These are the hard numbers from the signing classes for Brian Harsin and his staff. They signed 1 offensive lineman in the 22 class. They got no transfers. They signed 2 offensive linemen in the 21 class and got no transfers. That staff signed 3 total offensive linemen in 2 years. You ain't winning in the SEC by bringing in 3 offensive linemen in 2 years.
You win where, Taylor? We talked about this.
In the trenches.
In the trenches. And Brian Harsin
Didn't recruit.
No matter how you look at it, Gus at the end, Brian Harsin there, struggled where?
Recruiting. It would make my blood boil because there's talent around Auburn. There are high schools that produce talented athletes very close by. Central Phoenix City, for example. And they would be playing home games, and he wouldn't drive, 40 minutes to watch these kids play. So I wouldn't want to go play for a coach that didn't, make at least a little bit of effort to come watch me play. And, it shows, but my takeaway from it was I'm over being mad about the past. But to think about how much progress has been made in such a short period of time since Hugh Freeze took over, and I am one that does this, so this is me scolding myself too, but getting frustrated with, losing however many games or whatever in the first a little bit of time with Hugh Freeze. I don't even want to put a time limit on it, but you have to understand what he took over. He took over. I don't even know how to describe a horrible, horrible program.
It's like moving into a new condo, new house, and the first time you open up the cupboard in the kitchen, there's nothing in there. You got to restock your kitchen cupboard.
Right, and it's not like he's saying, "Hey, we've won the past 3 SEC championships. We've been a national championship contender. Come play for this program," because he had to, basically rebuild a whole recruiting pitch, which you're going to have to do. You're a new coach, so you're going to run things differently. But it's not like the program was coming off a high.
Yeah, and they're not coming off a high right now, and he's still able to do it.
Exactly.
You're not marketing a 9-3 team or a 10-2 team. You're marketing 6-7, and he's still being able to do it.
That's where the portal is important, bringing in some veterans in the portal, which Brad pointed out that Harsin was unable to do that. And the recruiting is important, but it's hard to put in instant
Success.
freshmen right there. Even though he's recruiting them, it's hard to put freshmen in there and you have elite success to start with.
Right.
Just look across the state at Caden Proctor, the best offensive lineman in the recruiting class. Last year, true freshman, they put him out there the first few games. It was a swinging gate. He got better as the season went on. It takes time to get better in the trenches, something Auburn's working on. We'll talk to Zac Blackerby more about what's going on at Auburn. Coming up at 9:45, a little bit later on this hour, he'll be with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Want to talk a little baseball here in the opening segment because we won't go Braves yet. You don't have to moan yet.
I didn't moan, just a sigh.
I'm going to go positive first. Paul Skenes at least seems to be the real deal through 6 starts at age 22. 6 starts. Pittsburgh has won every game he has pitched in so far. He's 3-0 as a starter. 6 games he's pitched. What really is amazing about Skenes is a stat about the number of 100-plus mile-per-hour fastballs he's thrown compared to everyone else in Major League Baseball. From Codify Baseball on Twitter, highest percentage of pitches thrown over 100 miles per hour Major League Baseball starters this year. 10.5% of Paul Skenes' fastballs have been 100 miles per hour or faster.
It's incredible.
So 1 out of every 10 pitches of his are over 100 miles per hour. The closest person in Major League Baseball this year, Jose Soriano, 3.3% of his pitches have been 100 or faster. He is slinging it, and I just wonder, can he keep it up? So far, so good, as he goes against St. Louis last night, and he gets another great outing. His team wins again. He has 8 strikeouts, and when they pull him from the game, this is why St. Louis gets a reputation as the best baseball town. He throws 8 strikeouts for the Pirates visiting St. Louis, and he's so impressive in doing that, the St. Louis fans give him a standing ovation as he's leaving the field.
I love it.
That's pretty impressive.
It is impressive. But what's cool to me about Paul Skenes, and not even cool, what's impressive is his command with how fast his velocity is. Right now, there's a big push to have these pitchers throwing above 100 miles an hour. And the problem with that is if you're off even a little bit, that ball is going yard or it's a really tough ground ball. So when you have a pitcher that has the command that he has, and his starts have been incredible. If he can keep that up, he is going to be a very valuable player because it's hard to have that command and control with the velocity.
Yeah, and for this Pittsburgh team, he's the biggest draw right now. Ohtani is the star. The Athletic did a poll of Major League Baseball players, and I think 47% say Ohtani's the best player in Major League Baseball. The players voting on that. If you were going to take the Braves out of it, whoever your favorite baseball team is, you're going to go see a baseball game. Who do you want to go see? Is there a draw in baseball right now that is must see? Like back when I was, growing up, a baseball player I'd want to go see, may have been Pete Rose or somebody like that. Who is a must-see for you? Is Paul Skenes on your radar for that?
I think Paul Skenes now is, for sure. I think he is a fun player to watch. Obviously, he's got the SEC ties. I would love to see him play. I got to see Shohei play with the Angels last season at Truist, and that was something you can check off. But I would say the overall consensus right now is that you want to see Shohei, especially in a Dodgers uniform.
I would agree, and I think the SEC ties pique my interest a little bit more just because I'm not I don't follow it as closely as either of y'all, and I don't have like my team, but I love a successful SEC to see a successful SEC player in the pros.
Yeah, like Paul Skenes.
You could throw Ellie De La Cruz in there as well. Yeah. There's a lot of fun players to watch, and not to get on the Braves, but one reason that Ronald Acuna being out is so difficult to process is because it hurts baseball as a whole. You want to see Ronald Acuna doing well, just like you want to see Shohei doing well. You want to see Ellie De La Cruz doing well. So for Acuna to be sidelined, it's just it's not good overall.
Yeah, and for some people, Bryce Harper, who's doing well right now for the Phillies, as the Braves now after the loss last night slips to 10 games out of first place, so they're now 10 down in that race, but still fine in the wild card pace. One more thing in the opening segment here. After I tell you about our friends at HydroLife, getting ready for the heat wave coming this weekend. We're going to be in the high 90s, triple digits in the heat index this weekend. Get ready for a hot time at the lake, the pool, the beach, or wherever you're going, or just if you're going to be out playing, sports, if you're golfing or something. HydroLife gets you ready for the weekend. Open 9 to 6 every day in the Homewood and Greystone location. HydroLifeTherapy.com for the details. HydroLifeTherapy.com. Members save up to 50% on all their services. 50% on all their services. IV therapy, cryotherapy, compression therapy, and everything else they offer there at HydroLife. HydroLifeTherapy.com, HydroLifeTherapy.com, Homewood and Greystone locations there. Coming up at 9:30 Central, at the bottom of the hour here, the USA cricket team is playing the number one team in the world, India, in the World Cup that's going on here in the U.S. right now. USA versus India. USA's 2-0. India's the number one team in the world. You want a little difference in Team USA and India?
Let's hear
India, their team captain is, I can't pronounce his name. His net worth is $24 million.
This is India?
This is India. Okay. They're the number one team in the world.
Yeah.
Their team captain, his net worth is $24 million. Our team captain owns a Chinese restaurant in South Carolina.
It's incredible. It is incredible.
I'll say it again. Their team captain, net worth $24 million. Our team captain owns a Chinese restaurant in South Carolina.
I love this story. Yep. Every detail that comes out about the USA cricket team is absolutely incredible.
Their best player net worth is $122 million, and he's got 269 million followers on Instagram. Wow. Meanwhile, our best player is on vacation that he had to take from Oracle to play in the World Cup.
This is what the funniest part to me is the USA team. This is like a hobby
and
for them.
We're 2-0.
We're 2-0. This is a hobby for the USA team, and we're going against Pakistan and India, where this is their only job. It's incredible. Yeah. Oh, I love the United States.
So we may get our ass kicked here in about 9 minutes.
Hey, that's what they said.
Yeah, against
game,
Pakistan.
Right? Yeah, that's what they said against Pakistan. We'll see though.
The Twitter memes that have come out after the win are incredible. Like, if you have any time today, please just scroll through TikTok, whatever. The edits are amazing.
Yeah, it is good. 9:30 at the bottom of the hour. I don't know if I've ever said this, but you can watch it on. Is it Fubo? Is that what it is? Fubo.
Yeah.
Fubo.
We should tune in.
Do I have Fubo?
I don't have Fubo. I was gonna get it for the Braves, but I don't think anyone is.
Anybody got Fubo?
No.
All right.
We do free trial.
All right. That's the opening segment. When we come back. Our 40 and 40 team today as we count down one team every show until we get to SEC Media Days in Dallas, plus the intern Anne Marie is back with us. She will give us another this or that. Then we'll talk SEC football with Zac Blackerby. And then later on to Dallas to talk to Abby Chin about the Celtics tonight against the Mavericks, where the Celtics, by the way, are underdogs for the first time this playoffs. As they play Dallas tonight, they lead the series 2-0. That's at mybookie.ag, mybookie.ag. If you want to get the odds and make plays on that game, use the promo code NEXTROUND. This is TNR. Stay with us.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
Man, I love a good meal. I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game, or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken.
When on YouTube, you constantly hear requests to please like and subscribe. Well, here at Disrupt Media, we aren't going to play that game. Those demands are frankly outdated. So we just want you to hit like or subscribe. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure novel. Pick a path, hit like, or hit subscribe. It's your call. We don't care which, just pick one. Or go to Roll Tide Pods and do it. Or War Damn Pods. Or the Disrupt Media YouTube channel. Or the Meltdown. Just make a decision and stick with it. Like or subscribe, the choice is yours.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham. We got now.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Our friends at Long-Use Furniture believe in getting more style for less. Long-Use offers a great selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, dining room, home office, and entertainment room, helping you elevate your home design and decor. Long-Use offers everything from vibrant outdoor furniture to breezy home accents. Everything you need to create your own sunshine sanctuary. Right now, you can save up to 10% store-wide, receive $300 in Long-Use sleep credits with select mattress purchases, and access special financing on tons of hot buys. Take exit 280 off the I-65 Hallmark Farms exit today to see what Long-Use has to offer you.
Little developing news with Alabama basketball we'll get to in just a second. Stephen Pearl scheduled to be on the show tomorrow to talk Auburn basketball at 9:30 Central Time coming up on Thursday. By the way, if you missed Chris Youngblood on the show yesterday, Alabama's new player, the American Athletic Conference Player of the Year from South Florida, transferred in part of the portal. You can go back and see that here on YouTube. We always have, it's up there every show, all 723 shows up there from the beginning for you on our YouTube channel. But you can go and see cutouts of that at different platforms all over social media at Next Round Live and wherever you get our podcasts, including Apple and Spotify, for you people that are into the audio. It is Wednesday, which means Rockstar. It is trivia night.
It's trivia night, Dunaway.
At Odie's. Rockstar will be there with Will Haver and his lovely wife, right?
Right. Lee's going to be on the stage with us. We're going to be conducting some trivia. It seems like I do a lot of trivia lately, but that would be tonight around 8 o'clock. Bring a friend. Bring your wife, bring your husband, bring your girlfriend, bring your wife's girlfriend, whatever you want to do to play trivia tonight.
Yeah, so that's all.
Hey, we accept everybody.
That's right. At Odie's, and a great place for lunch and dinner all the time. Live music on the weekends, both locations, Crestline and there in Homewood. Crestline's the location for trivia tonight. Great food at both places. It's our great friends at Odie's, your neighborhood bar there. All right, the developing story. Alabama basketball is one of the few teams that will be playing in the first ever NIL tournament in Las Vegas. We've got that field finalized and who Alabama will be playing to start in that. Here is the release. I'll tell you more about that tournament if you don't understand it. But Taylor, walk us through the process here. Who's playing?
So the tournament is being named the Players Era Festival. And as the guys discussed, I guess a few months ago now, each team that participates will get $1 million in NIL opportunities outside the competition. And the teams feature will be 6 schools that participated in the NCAA tournament from last season. So according to sources, ESPN writes, says the first round matchups will be Houston and Alabama, Rutgers and Notre Dame, San Diego State versus Texas A&M, and Oregon versus Creighton. And the event will be in Las Vegas Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, this is a huge tournament. They expect the field maybe to double next year.
Wow.
Every team getting $1 million in NIL money. And then I think if you win the tournament, you get another $1 million in NIL money. And it's an interesting concept out in Las Vegas. So there's another, as people are joking, there's another easy game for Alabama on their schedule, Houston. Hopefully Stephen Pearl, when he joins us tomorrow, is going to let us know about another game Auburn's got on their schedule coming up that we've held under the wraps for a while, but we'll find out as both schools in the state expect to have a great basketball year. Alabama projected into the top of the top 10, Auburn right at the 9-10 line in preseason rankings when it comes to basketball. But we're here to talk football right now. Our 40 and 40 team, our countdown continues, brought to you by our friends at MyBookie, mybookie.ag. Promo code next round gets you into the game. They've got the new casino format, live casino games that you can play at mybookie.ag. All you have to do is click that casino button once you're online there, and you can enjoy great casino games without having to go to Las Vegas. But also play NBA games tonight, the NHL Stanley Cup Finals, baseball every day, and of course football season when it rolls around. Get a great bonus by signing on at mybookie.ag using the promo code next round. Sign-on bonus, win with it once, and it's yours forever. mybookie.ag. Promo code next round. Our countdown of our 40 and 40 voted on by 94 of you gets us today to number 21, last year's national runner-up, the Washington Huskies. First thing you say about Washington is they got a new coach because Kalen DeBoer is 50 minutes from our studio in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, Jed Fisher, he was a big part of rebuilding Arizona. And one thing that stuck out to me is so many players have followed him to Washington. So while they don't have a lot of returners, they do have a lot of talent coming out of Arizona, but the O-line is just very questionable.
Yeah. And Taylor, he had success at his previous job, Arizona. You talk about taking over a bad program. He took over a bad program.
The stats that were provided in terms of his time at Arizona reminded me of Colorado. Kind of, not that that's what's happening, but it was just was the enigma around what was going to happen when Dion got there. 1-11 to 10-3 in 3 years.
That's pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
Tough games for them, as you can see on the graphic there, includes a home game with Michigan. They have to go to Penn State and to Oregon there. And that's a tough little run there. Everything's tough in the Big Ten now for Washington. And they've got an interesting story happening off the field where they've got a board of trustees meeting tomorrow where they're expected to announce that in fiscal year 2025, athletics in Washington is going to lose $29.7 million in deficit. And that's counting the move to the Big Ten. So they're going to actually take out some loans, it looks like, from the Big Ten, from Fox Television, for future payments just to keep the athletic department.
Is there interest on those?
Working right now. I would imagine there's a little bit of interest on that. But that's our 40 and 40 team today. It's the Washington Huskies coming in, not a team any of us project to make a playoff run. You guys still have them in your top 25. I didn't have them in my top 25. I think Washington, they get easy wins to start with. Washington State will be a massive game because of the hatred between those two teams now that the Pac-12 has gone by. Northwestern's a win. Give them 4-0 maybe. Rutgers maybe 5-0, and then after that, the wins may be few and far between. I see that team ended up around 7 wins. We'll see how they end up playing out. That's our 40 and 40 team brought to you by our friends at MyBookie, mybookie.ag, promo code next round. Anne Marie is back with us. This or that. Second time this week. Clemson student, soon to be grad. Start us off with a few questions here. What do we got today?
All right. The first one I have is breakfast for dinner or dinner for breakfast?
Dinner for breakfast.
Oh, wait. Should I say the same thing or opposite?
No, opposite.
Y'all should be roommates.
Yeah.
Dinner for breakfast. So you want to eat a steak at 7?
Yeah. I would so much rather eat leftovers of like savory stuff. Like
Really?
Like a steak at 7 a.m. I could do it. Baked potato.
You could do a steak and baked potato at 7 a.m.
Easily.
I could not.
I am
couldn't
most
do that.
likely to have a cocktail and roll into a Waffle House.
Yeah.
I do love Waffle House.
That I can maybe eat pizza earlier in the day, a cold piece of pizza, but I couldn't eat like an actual dinner meal, like a pork chop.
Yeah. For
Especially
breakfast.
any vegetable at breakfast.
Yeah,
No.
I don't want a vegetable at breakfast.
Me either. No breakfast. Give me all the bad
much.
foods at breakfast.
Agreed. Okay, the next one I have is, this one's kind of funny because I'm so strongly opinionated about this. Lamps or overhead lights?
Lamps.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, what now?
Lamps or overhead lights? Like sometimes I hate my overhead lights. Like if I don't
The
know
lights
what
on
it
your
is,
ceiling.
but it's like too much.
Like the lights on your
Okay.
ceiling.
Yeah.
Overhead
these
lights.
lights.
Yes, like
Yeah.
these lights versus like putting lamps on.
I was hearing like headlights. I was thinking car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
And I was
no,
like,
yeah.
I like both of them. I need my lamps.
Yeah.
I need my headlights.
Yeah.
Oh, overhead lights. I hate overhead lights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm
We all
glad we're
agree.
all on the same page about that.
I love it. I love a good lamp.
I like a
maybe-
natural light.
Yeah, natural
Me
lighting.
too. Yeah, that could have,
Like to me, if we ever redesign a studio up here, a few lamps instead of some heavy lighting would be good.
It's just not as intense. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah, softer.
As a guy who's getting older, I mean, take some of this light off of me. A little shading
Oh
would
my
be great.
gosh.
yeah.
I love lamps. Forrest are nice.
So do I, Forrester, honestly.
I love
Can we put that on a t-shirt? I love lamp.
I love lamp. That's so funny. Okay, so the next one I have is get up early or stay up late. So really just morning or night person.
Morning.
See, my wife is too. She doesn't have to set the alarm 5 a.m.
Oh, wow.
And she goes to bed so early. I am a night person. It's amazing I function, and as you guys in the chat room know, I don't function well until about noon. My best mental time.
What time's the show over?
Noon.
Yeah,
Okay,
noon.
just checking.
My best mental time is about 10 to 1 in the morning.
Wow.
And that's
I know people like that. They get more work done late at night.
Yeah.
For me, I can't think after like 9 p.m.
We've had more texts this week because they're filling in for LT and Brownie, who's on vacation, and they will tell you that.
Yeah.
I think I sent my last email to them this morning or text at 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when I finished show notes.
What do
Yeah.
you, Taylor?
I can't. Well, I don't know. I'm not necessarily in a bad mood. If I get woken up when I don't need to wake up, monster. I turn into a monster. But I just can't wake up. Like this morning, my alarm is set for 6 o'clock every morning, and my brain just decided not to hear it until 7:15.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not a morning person because my body doesn't want to wake up. I don't know.
Me too. When my alarm goes off, and Maggie has to try to beat the devil out of me, but I cuss. I literally cuss out loud.
What a way to start the morning.
I drop an MF on out loud, and if she's still in bed or she's anywhere in the house, she'll walk in like, why don't you start off with a positive comment? Because of this blankety blank alarm, and I'll hit that snooze.
Try a Hatch alarm clock. It changed my life.
Yeah.
Same.
You've got it?
Yeah.
You got it?
I recently purchased it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
What a great Father's Day gift that'd be this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, the next one I have is, do you separate your laundry by color or do you just like throw it in and put it on cold?
Okay. I don't separate it by color,
Yeah.
but I separate it by delicate and not delicate.
Oh, that's smart. I probably should think about
Ooh,
that.
I'm a super separator.
I
Whites,
can see that.
Darks,
Yeah.
delicates, towels.
That's how my roommate is.
If
I'm terrible
bathing
about it.
suits.
I'll literally throw it in and just put it on
bathing
cold.
suit. Okay, see, if I did that, I would be washing like 2 pairs of socks and then in one load and
Yeah.
then 3 t-shirts.
First of all, how well do you know the show? Do I do my laundry or does my wife do my laundry?
I would say probably not you.
Oh, it is me 100%. for our entire marriage. I was old when I got married, so I was set in my ways. I couldn't find anybody to marry me until late in life. So I'm setting my ways, and I did not want anybody doing my laundry. So I do my laundry, and I am more like Taylor. I am like, this is athletic wear.
Yeah.
This is summer wear. This is T-shirts and shorts.
This is lingerie.
This is my good clothes.
I think hopefully I'll get to the point where I'm a little more like there are certain things where I'll be like, okay, like that needs to wash on its own. But for the most part, I just like.
To me, it's easier to fold. Like, I hate the folding process.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
So to me, if I'm having to like pick socks out of like a big bundle of stuff, but if I separate it beforehand, it's easier for me to actually put it away.
Wait, the best thing, I'll just say this really quick. I don't know why this popped in my head, but my roommate, sometimes like if I do laundry late at night and it's not stuff I'm hang drying and I put it in the dryer, I go to bed and I'm always running around like a crazy person in the mornings.
She does not fold it.
Oh, yeah. I'll get home and my roommate, well, I think it's also because they need to do
The
laundry.
Oh.
And so, but yeah, I got home the other day and all of my laundry was folded on my bed.
That's so nice.
Yeah,
in college.
thanks, Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby, better than being married, because if I leave, I do the same thing at night. Like last night I threw one in. I guarantee it's in the dryer right now. When I get home, it'll be on our bed, on my side of the bed.
Unfolded,
just stacked.
That's what I tell her. I'm like, you don't have to do this, but.
That's so funny.
Okay, give me two more.
Okay. Hot coffee or iced coffee? Do you guys all drink coffee? I thought.
I'm more of a hot coffee. I think I've only had iced coffee twice, and Forrester has brought it for me both times. And it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
But I'm a hot coffee person. But I only have this cup in the morning.
Okay.
That's it. I don't drink it at night.
Yeah.
I'm just a morning one cup to try to wake up. Because
Yeah.
I hate mornings. Back to a previous question.
Exactly.
What about you
Makes
guys?
sense.
I dabble in both, but iced coffee more.
You're a dabbler?
A dabbler.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent. I'll
You drink coffee?
either. Yeah, I do, but I'm trying to not drink it as much because I just feel like I'm pretty bad to my body, and I don't know if that's helping. So I'm trying to drink a lot of water, but I do typically have some on the way to work to wake up.
Coffee.
That's
Water
smart.
makes coffee.
I kind of do both. Coffee makes me a little more tired sometimes, so it's weird.
Give me one more.
All right, one more. Would you go to Vegas for the weekend or the beach for the weekend?
Beach.
Ooh, depends on who I'm with.
That's
Great question. I'm a beach person, but I love Las Vegas.
yeah.
Not as much fun as it was pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, but it seems like the crowd has changed. It's a little rougher,
Probably.
scarier out in Vegas for me now.
I don't know how that's even possible. I feel like it's pretty scary it was scary before.
But I like both because when I go to the beach or to Las Vegas,
Yeah.
it's always like anything can happen.
Yeah.
And I love anything can happen.
Yeah.
That's my motto. I should get that on a tattoo.
Oh, God.
Anything long live, anything can happen.
When we come back, Zac Blackerby joins us, the Village Vice. He's a guy that has his finger on the pulse of everything going on with Auburn. And we played a clip earlier in the first segment from him and Brad talking about Hugh Freeze and Auburn offensive line recruiting. We'll talk about everything going on with the program as we get closer to the kickoff of the college football season, 73 days away from week 0. SEC Media Days not far away. We've talked about the Braves and Paul Skenes. We've talked about the death of the great Jerry West earlier today. And we've unveiled our 40 and 40 team in the Washington Huskies at number 21 in our countdown. We get back to SEC football when we come back. The show being brought to you by Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA. Men, as you get a little bit older, sometimes you got to keep tabs on things inside your body. You'll do that with our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920 or urologycentersalabama.com. 16 locations in Alabama, everything from prostate health to kidney stones. It is the person and people you need to stay in contact with as you move from your 20s to your 30s, 30s to 40s, and so on. urologycentersalabama.com.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tenali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tenali.
Every day, someone is ridiculed and mocked for the clothing they chose to wear. It's a harsh reality we all must face. But you have the chance to change all of that with one visit to nextround.store. For just a few minutes of browsing, you will observe so many clothing options, from hats to hoodies to t-shirts. Please, for yourself or someone you love, go to nextround.store and embrace the warmth of true attire.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
Our friends at Longest Furniture believe in getting more style for less. Longest offers a great selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, dining room, home office, and entertainment room, helping you elevate your home design and decor. Longest offers everything from vibrant outdoor furniture to breezy home accents. Everything you need to create your own sunshine sanctuary. Right now, you can save up to 10% store-wide, receive $300 in Longest sleep credits with select mattress purchases, and access special financing on tons of hot buys. Take exit 280 off the I-65 Hallmark Farms exit today to see what Longest has to offer you.
I don't know if Zac Blackerby is a morning person or not. I'm not. Taylor's not. EG is. The guys are on vacation. We'll get to Zac after I tell you about our friends at Hemphill Services Heating and Cooling. They're the folks for that, and I'm telling you, the heat index this weekend triple digits. So if you've got cooling issues, Hemphill's the place to call. Birmingham's trusted them since the 1950s. 205-229-2090. Or just remember the name Hemphill. Also great plumbing service as well. It's hard to find a good plumber. That's what Hemphill has been for the Birmingham area now for over half a century. Great, trustworthy folks. 205-229-2090.
Well, it's time to talk a little bit of Auburn. We've got Taylor Korn here. And we're going to bring in Zac Blackerby from Village Vice. Good to see you, Zac.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
We're doing good. I want to start off with talking about Bryce D. So he commits to Auburn. Really successful offseason overall for the Tigers. I want your opinion on this. Some of it we're going to have to wait and see until the 2025 season to see the production of that. But what needs to happen this season to ensure another top recruiting class? And is it possible that Auburn's bowl eligible before October?
It's possible. It's possible. They need several things to go their way for sure. But I guess technically it is possible for them to do that. You know, so many people are saying, like, okay, if Auburn goes 9-3 or 8-4 or something, and they kind of put that proof of concept out there, the recruiting is just going to jump through the roof. And that may be true, but not many programs right now are recruiting better than Auburn and recruiting better than Hugh Freeze is right now because they're selling a vision. And I don't think that vision includes this year. So obviously production can help. I'm not saying that it wouldn't. That'd be foolish to say, but I think Auburn's going to be a good spot recruiting regardless of what happens on the field this year.
This is kind of going off of the recruiting topic, but Hugh Freeze has said that he's focusing a lot on building relationships with high schoolers. And how much do you think that will positively impact roster retention moving forward?
I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be big because they're bought in. Once again, they're like bought into a vision. They're bought into the future of what they want Auburn to be. And Freeze and the staff are saying, hey, we both want the same thing. Let's build this together. And so I certainly think that's going to be a big part of it. I mean, you see that at other top programs throughout college football. I mean, Alabama, Georgia. I mean, those teams do such a good job of holding on to their players because they recruit and build their program the right way. And that's what Hugh Freeze is trying to do. And the transfer portal is fun, but you build your program through high school, through recruiting at a high level at the high school ranks. And that's exactly what they're focused on, and they're doing it. So far, so good.
Let's talk about scheduling this year. So Georgia has officially named Auburn as their homecoming game. I want to get your thoughts on that because there's some discussion about how Missouri was Auburn's homecoming game last season, but Auburn and Missouri is not the Deep South's oldest rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, I get why Georgia did it. You know, you look at their schedule, there's not a whole lot of like realistic options. The other one was Mississippi State. But if the roles were reversed and Auburn could name Georgia their homecoming opponent with confidence and nothing would go crazy bad, like I would love for Auburn to do that. So I think it's great. I think it adds fuel to the fire. I think this is probably one that a lot of people outside of the Auburn, Georgia fan bases aren't going to be too interested in because I think it is going to be pretty one-sided in favor of the fans in Athens, especially with it being played in Athens. But you know, let's add another kind of box to check to say, hey, why this is one of the great rivalries in college football. I'm all for it. I'm all for pettiness.
I'm the old guy here. I didn't think it was the 1900s anymore. I didn't think we cared who the homecoming game was anymore. Is that an insult?
That is a slap in the face. Are you kidding me? That is a game you know you're gonna win.
I think we lost at Thompson my senior year on homecoming. It was a sad homecoming dance, but I still went. I still gave the girl the mom. I still tried to make out afterwards.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, I mean, homecoming's homecoming, Zach. It just happens on the calendar at that time of year. I want to ask you about the freshmen who showed up early. The early enrollees, because that seems so important. In Tuscaloosa, Ryan Williams wasn't there for the spring, but Cam was at Auburn. How does that help? I'm sure Ryan will blend in nicely in Tuscaloosa, but how did having Cam Coleman and those receivers there early help speed up the process for this Auburn offense?
Yeah, I mean, the two freshman receivers Auburn had were Cam Coleman and Bryce Kane, and I mean, Cam Coleman was the story of spring. And if Auburn's offense is going to take that step forward like we think that they can, Cam Coleman's going to be a big part of it. And there's going to be other guys that are involved too, some of the transfer receivers that they brought in. But Cam Coleman brings something to this Auburn offense that it hasn't had before. Not in a long time. It hasn't had it before. A true freshman that can come in and stretch the field and do so many different things where the defense has to pay attention to him. Cam Coleman's special. He's special. And so getting him in early, I think was huge because the first half of spring, it does sound like he was running the wrong routes or wasn't finishing routes or wasn't going deep enough on certain patterns. And so there was kind of some miscommunication. But then we saw it at A-Day. We saw what could happen and what he's able to do physically because that touchdown catch that he made, it wasn't just like he was wide open. He had to fight for it and then jump over a guy and carry both of them into the end zone. So, yeah, Cam Coleman, he's one of the most important players on this roster. So getting him on campus early was crucial. Yeah.
Zach, one name that has been popping up for you guys is Juju Lewis. And Auburn, it's no secret they want to land him, and there's a good chance that you guys will. What kind of impact will he have for the Tigers going forward, and why has Auburn kind of struggled to land quarterbacks of that caliber?
Yeah, I mean, I think Auburn's finally playing the game, going back to recruiting and building relationships with high school players and high school coaches. You've got a staff now that sees the value in doing that. And I think Auburn's also ready to play, at the NIL level. I think that has a big part to do with all of this. I think Auburn's aligned for the first time in a long time. And so Hugh Freeze is kind of spearheading all of that. I think there's a lot that Auburn can offer to a top quarterback coming out of the high school ranks, because this is a guy who's going to be a class behind the Freeze four: Cam Coleman, Perry Thompson, Malcolm Simmons, Bryce Kane. And so those guys are all going to have a year under their belt, and he kind of comes in with this arsenal filled with weapons that can all do different things. There's a big belief that Auburn's going to get Cade Cunningham from Mississippi, who's going to be one of the top receivers in this class when it's all said and done. And an offensive line that continues to get better, as it seems like every few days they add a new offensive lineman at this point to the 2025 class. So I think, I know Juju is technically committed to USC. It certainly doesn't feel like he's committed to USC and anytime he visits somewhere else, people want to make a big deal out of it. Like, oh, he's visiting Colorado. Oh, he's visiting Indiana. That doesn't really happen when he visits Auburn. And he's going to visit Auburn this weekend. Several players that are already committed to Auburn are using this weekend as their official visit so they can spend more time with Juju Lewis. This is an all-out push, an all-out effort. And I think when it's all said and done, Juju Lewis will be Auburn's quarterback.
One more with Zac Blackerby here. He and Brad Law do the Village Vice, part of our War Damn Pods family. You get that several times throughout the week. New episode yesterday. We gave you a little bit of it earlier. You can go watch it all the time. He's also with Locked On Auburn, the podcast there. That's what Zach does as well. You can get his content everywhere. Taylor and I were talking, I think it was earlier this week, about that Oklahoma game. And we were just talking about, for Oklahoma, it's their first road game in the SEC. It's going to be fun. She was joking about it's going to be fun to watch their faces, the Oklahoma fans, about being on the road in the SEC. This isn't Ames. This isn't Manhattan. This is the SEC. You're about to get a lot of this. But it ends up, I think, to be a very important game for both teams. It could send both programs into a really special year or maybe to a very mediocre year. How important is that Oklahoma-Auburn game, you think, early in the season?
It's the most important game on the schedule. I think y'all nailed it. I think it's the most important game on the schedule. And I love the timing of where it falls in regards to, both teams' schedule. Auburn, they'll be playing Arkansas the week before. Arkansas could surprise some folks. I'm not holding my breath. I don't think Arkansas is going to be that big of a deal. And so Auburn should be able to take care of business before that. Oklahoma the week before, they'll play their first SEC game. It's going to be huge. It's going to be in Norman, and Tennessee will be going into Norman. They're probably going to be a top 15 team. And I love that they play Tennessee before Auburn, because I think all the pressure, regardless of the outcome of that game, I think the pressure is going to be on Oklahoma. Either they beat Tennessee, they say, oh, we've arrived, here we go, let's do it on the road, or they lose. And in the back of their mind, they're going to say, oh my gosh, if we go 0-2, we're going to be a meme. We're going to be a joke throughout the entire SEC and all the college football world. So I love the timing of it. And because of that timing, yeah, it is a very, very important game for the Auburn Tigers. I think it's the most important on the schedule.
He's Zac Blackerby. We appreciate his friendship and working with him with War Damn Pods and the Village Vice there, Locked On Auburn. Zac, thank you for your time, man, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Hey, thanks, guys.
No problem. Zac Blackerby with us on the JohnsonRVCenter.com hotline, JohnsonRVCenter.com. Also the proud sponsor of this show as well. You can get great deals with Nick Johnson and his family at Johnson RV Center, just up the road. Two great locations for you, just off of I-65. You go up there, exit 304 in Coleman, exit 334 right there in Decatur. Every RV has been repriced on the lot for the summer traveling season. You get the guaranteed lowest price nationwide. If you find a lower price anywhere in the United States, they'll beat that price. RV warranties forever and so much more. And you get the customer service that you get from the Johnson family, which is absolutely, always has been, top of the line. It's JohnsonRVCenter.com, JohnsonRVCenter.com. So upset about being the homecoming game. Who's Auburn's homecoming? Do you know it?
I don't even know.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm just saying, it's typically a game that I don't even know how to put this. It's not, we're not going to make the Iron Bowl homecoming. You know what I mean? It's not a game that's a toss-up or...
I think it's just usually
which I'm not saying the Auburn-Georgia game's a toss-up.
I think it's usually just like an October weekend, right? You try to find one near the middle of the season.
I would say there's some more significance to it than that. Me personally, I would say that a team tries to schedule a game that they feel like they can win with no hesitation.
Okay, chat room.
I want y'all's opinion on that.
Yeah, Forster says New Mexico for homecoming. Was it New Mexico State last year? That's really late in the year, right? I mean, obviously late. Mercer's the worst team on Alabama's schedule, but that's in November. I don't think that's going to be homecoming. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, is it even on the schedule anymore? Did they put little HC on the schedule? I just don't think it's a big deal anymore. In modern day life, I don't think it's a big deal.
I don't think the homecoming game in itself is a big deal. I think that this is only a big deal just because of what your homecoming game means, in the sense of you're not going to want to schedule your homecoming game when you're playing a competitive team. Again, I'm not saying that Auburn has a chance to win this game. Actually, I'll say there's always a chance, but that's just offensive. That's a slap in the face.
I think this is my opinion on it. When you take into account the rivalry of Auburn and Georgia, have we ever seen the Deep South's oldest rivalry as a homecoming game?
I don't know because, listen, I'm not saying homecoming is not important to the students and the alumni. I'm saying in sports, homecoming is not an important game.
Because they're playing a team that sucks.
Maybe. I mean, check Alabama, check Vanderbilt's schedule real quick, Forrester. Is there a chance that Alabama is Vanderbilt's homecoming game?
Alabama will be Vanderbilt's homecoming game?
No, Vanderbilt, like Alabama at Vanderbilt. Is that Vandy's homecoming game that weekend? Is there a chance that that's because
I would be shocked.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think so.
I just think that it just ends up in grown-up college football just being, it's not high school. In high school, I understand.
No, I'm not even talking. I see, when I think of homecoming games, I don't go to high school level at this point. I think with college football games, when you are scheduling your homecoming game, and this could have changed since, conference realignment and 12-team playoff and things like that.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think to schedule Auburn, where there's a known rivalry, that in fact is the, that's a little odd, offensive. You could say. Yes, and I don't know if it's more,
Kevin says 100% Kirby did this on purpose.
Yes, I think that was intentional. I think it's an intentional move by Georgia to schedule Auburn. Say, you guys are not what you used to be. You're not going to be a player in this. So come on down to Athens and we'll put 40 up on you and you guys can go home.
Give me Forrester's microphone. Forrester, who's Alabama's homecoming? See, Forrester says South Carolina is Vandy's homecoming opponent. Who's Alabama's this year? Do you know?
I don't know. I was just looking up Vandy's. Thought that's
yeah. See if you can find me Alabama real quick. I don't know. I don't pay attention. I don't even think they put it on the schedule anymore. I don't think it says HC on there anymore.
We're saying that Auburn is Georgia's homecoming, AK.
Yeah.
It's in Athens this year. Auburn's coming for Georgia's homecoming game.
Can I clarify something really quick?
Yes.
From earlier when we were talking about the Players Era tournament, I think it may have been a miscommunication how I put it, but someone was asking about how they can use, like they're calling it NIL, but the players, if they're using this money to give to high school players that have never even played, but I believe that there's a rule within the tournament that the money that the team is given to play in this tournament in Vegas has to be distributed to the players that are currently on the roster.
That's right.
How they do that is up to the staff.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it can't be funneled down to the high school level.
It's the $1 million will be going to the current players.
Right.
That are playing in that game.
Yes.
Now, you can use that to entice players to come to your program. We're going to be playing in the 2025 NIL tournament or the 2026 NIL tournament. And you'll be part of the team if you're with us still that we'll have a chance to get $1 million, a cut of that. But 13 scholarship players or however they want to divide it up will get a slice of that $1 million.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that because that was a little confusing.
And Alabama will be playing Houston. Top of the hour. What is this, homecoming in Tuscaloosa? Does it say who the game is, Forrester?
Missouri.
Missouri's a top 15 team.
No, this is okay. Would you schedule Georgia for Alabama's homecoming game? Would you have done that game for the homecoming game?
Honest to goodness,
in Tuscaloosa, Georgia going to Bama homecoming.
I think it just turns out wherever it falls in the schedule. I don't even think Auburn has an October home game this year, so you got a weird schedule. But I think in Alabama, you want it to be sort of a middle of the year time for the alumni and the students to do the parties and the stuff, and we have a good morning parade, and everybody drinks, and let's have a good time. Go State U, boom. Now we go to the football game, and then afterwards, if we win, the parties are better. If we lose, the parties suck.
Oh, that's a good one. Would you schedule Tennessee for homecoming?
I don't know if they have ever.
But why is that?
I don't know. They may have. I'm just saying it's not that important anymore.
I mean,
It's not. I can understand if people think Kirby did it on purpose. I guarantee Kirby had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, he probably doesn't pick the homecoming game, but I don't think if this didn't happen and it wasn't blown up on the internet, I wouldn't bring up homecoming once probably. But I just think it's the perception. It's not.
It's a rival.
It doesn't.
It's
really
a rival
matter.
to me. Is scheduling a rival, but I don't know.
Lamb, believer, you were wrong, Dunaway. Homecoming is important. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. Top of the hour. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation of college football. Jake Coker, national championship winning quarterback, had a prediction on this upcoming Alabama football season. That's coming up in the next segment. The show being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at A+. A+ Warranty, the people that changed the way Brown and LT's kitchen and bathroom look. Not that I know, but Forrester shows me pictures every day.
Well, Brad Bell specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. Tired of that old, outdated bath or shower? Brown and LT were, so they called Brad Bell with A+ tile home remodeling. Brad came out and gave them an estimate. This isn't one of those one-day bath remodel places. Brad's estimate is actually less expensive and higher quality than those places. A completely redone bathroom with custom features and real tile, plus financing options are available. So stop looking at your old, ugly tile shower. Find A+ Tile Home Remodeling on Facebook to see some beautifully finished bathrooms. Call Brad today. Call or text Brad at 205-422-1758. That is his personal cell phone. You get a direct line straight to Brad at 205-422-1758.
Follow John Lunsford on Twitter at JLuntz.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Back with you on the next round, hour number 2 of the show today. LT and Brownie on vacation this week. They are back on Monday. And all of us will take vacation next week. What do you say?
Yeah.
I just
See
got
y'all
back
from
from
the
a long
beach.
one.
I know, I did too.
Yeah, you just got back from Europe. You just got back from a trip down to 38. That's where I'll be heading next week. So looking forward for a little week off next week. But having fun with the crew up here this week. Dunaway, McWhorter, Corn.
So weird.
It is. It's weird. It's been a different week, but having fun doing it. We appreciate you guys being along with us. Don't forget, nextround.store for our annual Father's Day BOGO 50 going on right now. If you want to get that special someone in your life, your dad, or if you're one of the great female listeners for us right now, the Father's Day sale going on. Buy one, get one 50% off, or do what I do in my house sometimes. Go ahead and buy my own Father's Day gift.
Hey, why not? Treat yourself.
50% off right there. Just treat yourself. Buy one, get one 50% off. No exclusions apply. So anything on the old website there, you can pick up 50% off. No exclusions apply. Buy one and get one 50% off right there. Father's Day sale going on nextround.store. Let me tell you about the fine folks at Way to Wellness, and then we're going to talk Alabama football here. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Leslie, her board-certified team. Leslie's the coach. Picture it this way. Leslie's the coach, and you want to get your body to the to college football playoffs. And that's what Leslie will do. She will get your body into the 12-team playoff. For me, she's just trying to get it to maybe the Independence Bowl. But she'll try to get your body to the 12-team playoff. Leslie, her board-certified team, trained to help you lose weight or get some cholesterol or other problems in line through your diet. The Meltdown crew, which we'll hear from in the next segment, they're doing it right now, currently. I'm in a maintenance program there where she changed my life, correcting some cholesterol and blood pressure numbers. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Here's the website, aplanforme.com. Aplanforme.com. You type that in, you find out all the great things they offer. No contract, no sign-up fees, and that consultation you see on your screen right now, absolutely free. Nobody's better. It works. So many of the Next Round viewers and listeners have tried it. You should too. It is Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Elephant in the Room is part of our Roll Tide pods. I want to change that to Roll Down pods, by the way, but Roll Tide pods is what we call it right now. And that's over at Disrupt the Media or on this YouTube channel. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can scroll down and see the icon to click on, Roll Tide pods. Elephant in the Room, Mick Gillespie, Jake Coker. Coker, of course, the quarterback for the 2015 National Championship team, was asked to give a prediction, his expectation for Kalen DeBoer's first season. Here's what the 2015 National Championship quarterback said last night.
When Coach Saban walked through the door in 2007, we had a lot of great players, but that program had a lot to learn in terms of what it was going to take to live up to his standard. And Coach DeBoer, I don't think it'd be fair or I don't think the expectation is, all right, let's win 7 games like we did in 2007. I think I'd feel comfortable to say I think we win around 9 games, which is a lot better than what we thought going into that 2007 season.
9 games would be 9-3 in the regular season and likely puts you on the outside of the college football playoffs. You've covered Alabama football for 1 year. You're an Auburn grad, but you've been around Alabama football for a long time. Alabama 9-3 this year. What's the reaction?
I think that's very doable. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. And I think one thing that has helped this belief in Alabama fans is how well that transition went from Saban to DeBoer. Obviously, there were some players lost, but what he's been bringing in, as well as what they've been doing in the transfer portal and recruitment-wise, it seems like this ship is pretty steady. You're also getting a championship coach in Kalen DeBoer. He knows how to win, and that's not going to falter just because he's in Tuscaloosa now.
Okay. Let me rephrase this from an Alabama perspective. 9-3 for Alabama. That would be the worst season they've had since 2010.
But I don't think that as an Alabama fan, you're not taking into account the shift in coaching. So I think for your first season with Kalen DeBoer, and maybe I'm not an Alabama fan, I'm not an Auburn fan, I'm neutral on this stance, but I think that's a success for Kalen DeBoer year 1. Now, next year, a national championship, I think that would be the expectation.
You've been around it a long time. 9-3 this year for Alabama.
Fans would not react well.
I think you nailed it.
I think that they're used to playing for SEC championships year in and year out. They're used to being a national championship contender year in and year out. And yes, they did have a change in coaching, but sometimes fans are a little unrealistic in the sense that they've been, for a lot of fans our age don't remember the times that weren't the dynasty of Nick Saban. So I think especially, it depends on what games they lose as well, in my opinion. If they lose to a team that they should not lose to, I think all hell will break loose.
Yeah. 9-3 is the floor. That's here's the difference. And I understand what Jake is saying, that there's a transition and you have to get used to a new coaching staff. And when Nick Saban came in, it was a 7-win season. I think it was a 6-win season, actually. I think it was 6 wins, 6 and 7. Or maybe it was 7 and 6. I don't remember, but it was near 500. And they lost to Louisiana Monroe, who Nick Saban said was probably his most embarrassing loss in his coaching career, was that first year. The difference is that Kalen DeBoer is inheriting the Nick Saban roster. Right? He's got some young talent, but elite 5-star DBs back there. He's got an offensive line that Pro Football Focus calls the best offensive line in college football. This team is built to win now. So I don't think you can look at Saban's first year and Kalen DeBoer. Transition can maybe cost you a game. And maybe that's what gets you to 9-3. But 9-3 is the floor.
Yeah, I think anything less than that is a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
And again, are we talking to realistic Alabama fans or unrealistic Alabama fans? And every fan base, there's realistic and unrealistic. But I'm still going to lean 9-3 is the success. And I know the championship is the standard. And I'm saying next year, that is the case.
Yeah.
But I don't think 9-3 is going to get Kalen DeBoer out the door.
Thought it was interesting that it's not going to be out the door. No, there's nobody's saying that. I'm just saying that the disappointment in not being what it's been the last 16 years is going to be realistic. If you're not in a 12-team playoff before Nick Saban retired, I guarantee you every Alabama fan watching, and I know at least I thought it, and I think it about Georgia right now, and I think it about Ohio State right now. When they announced the 12-team playoff, I was like, well, dang, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State's going to be in this every year. Down year, they're still going to be in this.
Yeah.
Because, Alabama loses 2 games. They were still fighting to get into the college football playoffs. I was like, my goodness, if they can lose 2 and automatically still be in, basically.
I think 9-3 could still get Alabama in.
It would be borderline.
It'd be borderline, but I think that 9-3 with a playoff, I don't think anyone's complaining about that.
Yeah, chat room on fire on what could happen. Undefeated Milroe Heisman SEC and Natty Championship is what I'm seeing. So JA there.
Dream big.
Better chance Alabama goes 11-1 than 9-3. Landmine believer over there. Saban's first season would have been better if it had a different OC. Major Applewhite was that OC there. Interesting, the OCs that he had the first and last years in Tuscaloosa. Brandon goes 10-2 the floor for Alabama. This team is elite. DeBoer is elite. 12-1 against ranked teams is what DeBoer is. Interesting and what it could be. Jake Coker last night giving his thoughts from inside. He played for Nick Saban. He won that national championship. I thought it was an interesting thought there. We're about to get to 4 Downs. It's brought to you every day by our friends at Slice. Wonderful locations, 5 of them in town now. Terrific food. The best pizza ever. I like the thin crust. They have the best dough. And if you don't have good dough, you don't have good pizza. I don't care what you put on it. But unique pizza styles. I love the Hot Mama to the left there. And I love the Spicy Hawaiian. Those are my 2 favorites. But get whatever you want there. Great salads, good wings as well, and a great beer selection. Our friends at Slice, 5 locations in the Birmingham area. Go check them out for lunch today. Let's do First Down.
First Down.
Controversy in the world of eating. Joey Chestnut banned from the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest coming up on July 4th. Go check out TikTok for my hot take on that. Better food eater, Joey Chestnut or Joey Tribbiani, character on Friends?
Joey Tribbiani. I just love Friends.
Did you ever watch Friends?
Some.
Joey was the roommate with Chandler and could eat anything and everything and ate a lot. Rockstar, I think Joey Tribbiani was a better eater than Joey Chestnut.
I remember when Rachel made, was it Lady Fingers? And she said I did the wrong recipe because she put minced meat in it. Something like, what's got? You got
The
jam?
tiramisu.
Yeah.
The pages stuck.
Meat?
Oh no, the pages stuck together. Chandler? Yeah. Absolutely. I too am going to go Joey Tribbiani, even though Chestnut, 16 times he's won it, and he's won it every year, 8 in a row. He is the GOAT.
How do you train for that? That's all I want to know.
I was going to say, because he released a statement after the controversy yesterday.
Well, remember,
and
go ahead.
And said that he'd been training, and I wondered the same thing. How do you train?
Remember we had Adam Richmond on last year when he did the Man vs. Food. He said like he would just pound. I think he said he had to have a gallon of water. You would just pound water before. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That was one of the things to open up your stomach so it can hold more.
I would tell you that Kobayashi, in a documentary, I forget the name of it, about gut health, it says it has ruined his ability to go to the restroom. Number 2. He was the Joey Chestnut before Joey Chestnut. Yeah, so this guy's been doing it a long time, and I don't know what it does to your body. Let's do second down.
Second down.
All right, let's see here. Okay, Joe Burrow yesterday for the Bengals was talking about his football mortality. He's young. I mean, Joe Burrow was 2019 College Football Heisman Trophy winner and national champions, but he's had a barrage of injuries in the pros. Missed most of last year. He's coming back off of surgery, ligaments in his throwing hand. And he was talking about, how just rehabbing and coming back from those injuries can just wear on you mentally. And he was just talking about he understands now why careers are shorter. So I ask you this question. Who plays NFL football longer? Joe Burrow with the Cincinnati Bengals, or Caleb Williams, rookie quarterback for the Bears, who we don't know if he's any good yet or not. We know Burrow has led a team to the Super Bowl in a loss. Caleb Williams, whose career is longer?
I think him saying that he can see how, recovering from an injury wears on you kind of makes me think, I feel like he has it in his head a little, like my career might not last that long. So that's what gives me a little bit of doubt on him, because I think it was Saban that said the second you think about retiring, you're halfway out the door or something like that.
That's exactly the quote.
So, and I'm not saying that he's thinking about it, but the fact that he's saying, I can see how that would happen. So what if he gets injured again? It's like, I can't put myself through this mentally. I don't know. But then again, Caleb Williams, unproven.
It's interesting. Are we talking about who's going to be on a team longer or who's going to be playing longer? Because who will be on a team longer, I could see Caleb Williams maybe riding it out in the NFL for a while, free agency, slipping around, but playing, it'll be Joe Burrow.
It'll be Joe Burrow?
I think it'll be Joe Burrow.
Because he's already proven, as Taylor just said, we don't know if Caleb Williams.
We don't know Caleb Williams. And then there also is health of Caleb Williams. He can stay healthy, but I feel like Joe Burrow is a better.
And that money is so big. The Burrow contract is like, I think, $275 million or something like that. And maybe I'm wrong, but you can walk away. Andrew Luck did it just a few years ago, right? He was at the top of the game and walked away, just left. Not Walter Payton. Barry Sanders did it back in the day. Let's do third down.
Third down.
Ryan Klesko's birthday today. Does anybody remember Ryan Klesko in the chat room? Ryan Klesko is 53 today. Played a little first base, little right field, outfield for the Braves as well. Part of the 1995 World Series team. Ryan Klesko. Better Braves career, Ryan Klesko or Freddie Freeman?
Oh, Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman easy?
Easy. Yeah, I mean, Joe Klesko homered in three games. Ryan Klesko in 3 games of the 95 World Series.
That's pretty damn big.
It is.
I mean, he had a home run in 3 different games in your the World Championship in 1995.
Freeman, statistically, it'll be Freddie Freeman at first.
Yeah, but it's not always statistically. I mean, who had a better career?
Freddie Freeman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just saying.
No, I know. But Freddie Freeman had the better career.
I mean, you don't win that World Series without Ryan Klesko, probably. 3 big home runs against the Indians?
Yeah, Cleveland. But I don't think that you can discount all of what Freddie did in his career with the Braves.
Yeah. No.
For a World Series. I mean, but it goes back to, or is it championships or is it
But Freddie won one too, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
in
so they each got
2021.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either or. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really have an opinion on this.
It's probably Freddie Freeman. I just don't think it's not close. Jacob Freeman, it's not close. Dunaway, that question's insane. I'd love to know your age, Willie and Jacob there. Ryan Klesko was a stud in the 90s, especially in the postseason for the Braves. J.A., it was either a strikeout or a home run with Klesko. I like me some Ryan Klesko. I think he went to the Padres after that.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he landed.
Let's do fourth down.
Third down. Fourth down.
We're not playing off the Braves.
Okay.
Worst franchise in pro sports, in your opinion? And I only bring this up because the LA Clippers is a.
Why'd you have to say not playing off the Braves?
Well, I didn't want you to think there was a transition. They've lost 4 straight.
You're getting on to me because I'm disagreeing with you about homecoming and disagreeing about Alabama ceiling.
So, worst franchise in American pro sports, in your opinion? For a long time, for me, it was the LA Clippers. There's a documentary about the horrible owner they had. But the new owner, they are building this new arena that is supposed to be, they're going to have their own arena for the first time in a long time in LA. And it looks like the Clippers are about to be a better franchise. So if I just ask you guys, who's the worst franchise, any sport, pro sport in American sports? Do you have one on top of your mind yet, Taylor?
The first thing that I thought of was the Falcons draft this year.
the Falcons at times are pretty bad.
Yeah, they're not really something you want to write home to.
History. That's I was literally talking about the 2024 NFL draft.
I mean, if you just go by numbers, there were many, many years my Tampa Bay Buccaneers were one of the worst franchises.
The Browns would probably be them now.
Browns, they seem to be on the come up a little bit.
I mean, the A's are pretty down right now, but I do like their fan base. They're pretty passionate.
I thought the A's would be the automatic one. There's a story at The Athletic of some of the A's players who have now left the franchise elsewhere, and they tell stories about how in the dugout and in the locker room, in the vents, that they have such a bad sewage problem that you can't you smell it constantly in the dugout in the locker room. And the guy was like, it's not like it's a hint of a smell. He says it's so bad that there are times you feel like you're about to yak. Why he says it's an unfair work environment. So right now for me it's the Oakland A's.
Yeah, that's bad. They should fix that.
Yeah. All right, that's 4 downs today, brought to you by our friends at Slice. Great locations, 5 of them. Montevallo, Vestavia, downtown in Homewood now. Also, which ones have I done? Crestline,
Vestavia,
Lakeshore. Lakeshore, yeah. Lakeview. Right there. That's the original one in Lakeview, the 5 locations. Also Gutter Cap. They've been with us a long time. Tell us about our friends at Gutter Cap. Yep.
Let's see here.
Where's that accent coming from all of a sudden?
Gutter Cap is a patented aluminum cover system that fits over most gutters and eliminates the dangerous job of getting on a ladder and cleaning out your gutters. Cap it, don't snap it. Gutter Cap are friends. Call them over at 205-823-2212. Our good friend, Chris Stewart.
All right. When we come back, the Meltdown guys will be with us, and they're going to give us a little sample of what their trivia competition is. They do this every Wednesday at this time of their existence. A little introduction into the Meltdown. If you're new to their show, it is 2 o'clock Central every day, Monday through Friday, on the same platform you get us, 2 o'clock every day, Central Time, 3 o'clock on the East Coast. They come in the studio. Melton and Lunsford with us next.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them The Next Round sent you, 969-8100 or Michelson. LaserVision.com. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Hang out with the Next Round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the Next Round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Remember that Brian Kelly dancing video with a recruit? Later in the show, the new most embarrassing video. Maybe, I don't know if it beats that one. Well, it'll be a poll question maybe at some point today. Lane Kiffin has just retweeted it. It involves Eli Drinkwitz of Missouri later in the show coming up. The show being brought to you by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. Greg from Pell City wants to help you out. Storm Restoration Roofing, they are absolutely the best in the business. Greg and his family own this company, locally owned for over 20 years, A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. There's a house they're working on right now in Odenville under clear blue skies out there. 205-542-3531, 542-3531, or just look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City. He will get on that roof for free, a free no-cost roof inspection, and let you know if you need to put in a new roof. He'll do that for you. But he tells so many of our viewers and listeners that he's done a little work on their houses or inspections that, hey, that roof's good for another 3 or 4 years. Very honest. Storm damage, he repairs that as well, and everything you need on your roof. It's Greg from Pell City on Facebook and Storm Restoration Roofing. Tim Melton, John Lunsford, and the whole crew joins us now. Lunsford on the back row. Melton in studio with us, guys. Welcome in. Tell everybody first about the Meltdown. Just a little synopsis of what the Meltdown is every day at 2 o'clock.
Sure. Pop culture, entertainment, music, movies, television. We cover it all there. Lots of opinions. Rockstar, a constant contributor. EG, constantly contributing to the Meltdown. We love interacting with the chat every single day. 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern. Lots of fun. Yesterday we were playing a card game on air. Thursdays we play video games occasionally. It's a pretty nice gig. We're enjoying it very much.
Okay, but on Wednesdays you do
Meltdown Triple Threat Trivia. And this month
I feel like the name changes every day.
Well,
or is it just me? I say something different every day.
This month we launched Meltdown Triple Threat Tornado Tag Team Trivia.
Okay,
and
there we
have
go.
a tournament that is going to determine the 3 teams that will fight for our world championships at the end of this month. And you should know this well because you and Brown competed last week in round number 1.
And we were ahead after the first round of questions.
That is correct.
And then I blew the lead. and Brown has not talked to me since.
I hear
he's been
that's
on
why
vacation, but
I hear that's why he took off this week.
yeah, probably so to go rehab the process. Well, Taylor's going to play next week. EG's played several times. I've played several times, but we want to give the viewers a sample of what that's like. So walk us through the process here.
Let's do that. I'm going to give you some brief rules here for this game.
Brief.
I've toned these down. There are 3 different players with 3 different ways to score points. When it is your turn, you will pick a number between 1 and 500. I will then present a general category. The contestant in possession of the round can either choose to answer it themselves for 3 points. You can try to stump the competition by forcing an opposing team to answer the question for 2 points, or you can use your partner as a helpful trivia teammate for 1 point. I'm going to tell you who your partners are. We're going to start off with EG. You'll be partnered up today in this round with Tyler, someone you'll be taking on later today at 2 o'clock. Taylor, you will be partnered up with Scott Forrester. And Jim, you will be partnered up with the current world champion of Meltdown Triple Threat Trivia, John Lunsford.
Wow, this is an interesting pairing. Can I ask how these were drawn?
EG's pissed.
I can definitely tell you how this was drawn.
I have full faith in my partner Tyler. Okay, let's
it
get
sounds
things
like
clear.
it. Sounds like you're a big fan of this decision here.
Yeah, since it's just an exhibition, I plan on answering these myself.
Well, I'm playing today, actually.
We're going to do 2 rounds of this.
Okay.
Once again, you can choose to answer the question for 3 points. However, if you miss, you're deducted 3 points. You can choose to have one of your opponents answer the question for 2 points, where they can collaborate with their teammate, but you will lose 2 points. Your opponents will gain 2 points if they get the question correct. Or you can use your teammate once again for 1 point. However, if you get it wrong, you lose a point. Does everybody understand the rules? Is everybody ready to go?
Yeah, absolutely. Regulation game goes 6 rounds, right? We're going to do 2 rounds here.
Correct. Okay. Tag team goes 8 rounds, technically. You guys made it 6 rounds, but that wasn't a shot.
I'll get you there this time, Jim. It's okay.
I've never seen the end of a game.
Here's what I'm going to ask. I need everyone to make sure that they cannot access the chat or use any sort of technology here. That's very important. There is also a wheel, and if you land on the wheel, it can send you and your strategy into a completely different direction. Is everybody ready to play?
Yes.
Let's do this.
You also have challenge flags in front of you, and I would like to remind you that we do trivia every week thanks to the fine folks at Blakely's Bouquets, and we appreciate them very much at blakeleysbouquets.com.
Shout out Shelby.
Yes. All right. We are going to start with EG, who is randomly drawn to go first. EG, pick a number 1 through 500.
Lucky number 7.
Number 7. This is a question about famous coffee shops.
Famous coffee shops.
Yes, famous coffee shops.
Is there more than one?
Would you like to take it for 3, pass it for 2, or consult Tyler for 1?
Ooh. I am.
Pass it to me. Pass it to me.
This is either going to be like a softball or I don't get the negatives. I don't think. Okay, Tyler says no. I'm going to.
I want it.
What's going on here?
I know.
I feel like you're getting a little gun shy.
I don't want to go in the negatives.
I want it.
Shut up. I'm going to take it.
You're going to take it for 3 points. Here we go.
I know what it's going to be.
EG.
You don't know.
The Starbucks logo features what type of mysterious being?
A mermaid.
Oh, what an easy question.
Yeah.
I will accept that answer.
How are you going to accept mermaid?
Because you could go with a siren or a mermaid. Either one of the two would work.
Thank goodness.
The siren is the answer.
God save the king.
I think either one of them are acceptable here.
A siren isn't a siren without a mermaid tail.
Yeah. I'm going to accept the answer, EJ.
We're having some disagreements this afternoon, Dunaway.
Yeah.
Well, considering it's before noon, that would be.
Oh no, Dunaway, be careful.
I'm not throwing the flag. I'm not throwing the flag. I thought it was going to be. We were talking Friends earlier. The only other coffee shop I know is Central Perk.
That's true.
That's where I thought we were going to go.
All right. It is Taylor's turn to pick a number 1 through 500.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. I knew one question so far ever, and I'm trying to remember what number it was.
They do change every time.
That strategy is not going to help you.
Taylor's the person that memorized the Trivial Pursuit cards before Friends came over.
500.
Number 500. Okay. This is a question about U.S. states.
Oh, geez.
Would you like to take it yourself for 3? You can pass it to one of your opponents who will be able to consult their teammates for 2 points. Or you can go to Scott Forster for 1 point.
I can't see the chat room. This is where the chat room jokes. Pass it to Jim. There were only 48 states when he was born. Blah, blah, blah.
Scott, do you know a lot about
48.
states?
I'd say a lot.
Wait, are we allowed to
I'm
work
okay.
together?
Yes.
You are allowed to work together for 1 point.
Okay. Scott, what should I do?
You're not feeling very confident, are you?
Well, I don't know. Like, what about a state? Like, where it's located, what's in it?
All those.
All right, I'm going to have to do this for the very first time. You have 10 seconds to
Okay.
give me an answer of what you want to do.
Okay. I would like Forrester to help me, please.
Okay, for 1 point, Forrester, you get to answer this question first. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Oh, we don't get to work together?
Yes.
You do.
Oh,
You do.
okay.
But
He's
he
just
gets the
saying he
first
doesn't think
crack
you're
at
going to
it.
help.
Okay.
Forrester, according to the U.S. Census Bureau,
Oh, jeez.
which state has the shortest one-way commute to work? It is technically multiple choice.
You got a 1 in 50 shot.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Sure.
How do you know where they work? I'm confused. Is there only one place of business? Oh, is it? Oh, wait, no, that's not a state.
This is on average.
Read it again, Tim.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, which state has the shortest one-way commute to work?
Not Georgia.
Okay, 49 more.
You've got 15 seconds to produce an
What's the
answer
smallest
amongst the
state,
both of you.
Forrester?
That'd be Rhode Island.
Rhode Island? Should we just say that?
Better, better than no answer at all.
Is that the final answer?
I guess, sure.
It is
yeah.
incorrect.
Okay.
South Dakota, which has an average commute time of only 16.6 minutes. Learn something new every day. That is minus 1 point for Taylor. You're still in this, Taylor.
Unless somebody hits a moose that backs everybody up in South Dakota.
Okay, South Dakota.
Jim, what number would you like to choose?
I'm going to go with 177.
177.
That way you get lucky number 7 twice.
Nice.
Okay, this is also a question about coffee.
He got what he wanted.
What's the
coffee.
chances here?
I know. Okay.
Would you like to take it for 3? You can pass it for 2.
Don't look at me.
Or you can consult John Lunsford, who does not drink coffee, for 1 point.
You desperately wanted the coffee question before, so
Yeah, I did.
you got to step up now.
I don't know. I don't like being 3 points down, though. That's where I've fallen into problems, being below 0. So I am going to work with John on this one.
You're going to work with John.
For 1 point.
For 1 point. Here we go. Other than small-scale coffee production in California, what U.S. state is famously known for growing coffee beans?
Good luck, Jim.
Famously known.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Say the question again.
Other than small-scale coffee production in California, what U.S. state is famously known for growing coffee beans?
I'm a wine guy, and
That's also California.
California, right? But then the climate started to change a little bit, and I moved up the coast to Oregon. And I wonder if the same thing happened with the coffee bean, John. Would you like to go Oregon?
I have no earthly idea, so go for it.
So I'm going to go Oregon.
Probably wrong.
Correct answer is Hawaii. Hawaii. I apologize about
obvious.
that.
So
Okay,
obvious.
after round 1, and we're halfway through the game now, EG is currently sitting at 3 points. Taylor is currently sitting at -1. Jim is currently sitting at -1, but anything can happen as we go back to
Anything
EG.
can happen.
Pick a number, EG.
I'm going to go number 3.
Number 3.
Wheel spin.
Okay, this is a question about World War II.
World War II. I'm going to pass it to Taylor.
Oh, God.
Passing it to Taylor for 2 points. You
Good
get
thing
to
you didn't pass it to
consult.
Jim. He was there.
That's your teammate talking about you
Oh,
that
wait, she
way.
can consult Forrester even on a pass?
She can consult Forrester on this, yes.
I love you,
Because Forrester looks so World War II-ish.
No, I feel like Forrester, I think, okay, but I still feel good about my answer, my pass.
Taylor, here is the question. Forrester, you can chime in and help Taylor out. Name 3 of the 6 European countries that remained neutral during World War II.
Wait, I really hope my parents aren't watching.
You just-
because I'm
you
about
just
to
learned this.
disappoint our family name.
You just got back from Europe.
Or embarrassed. I did not go
That's
on
all y'all
history
talked
tour.
about was World War II.
Yeah.
World War II
Was this a
extravaganza.
neutral country?
Okay, wait. I actually, so
There are 6 European countries that remained neutral during World War II. Name 3 of them.
Ireland, Forrester, was something like that.
Ireland is correct.
Well, wait, you're going to... Was that an answer, or was she
That
asking
was-
Forrester?
I am giving her that.
Wow.
Ireland is
this
correct.
Is his version of.
Yeah, it's hurry up.
Let's go.
Neutral.
Well,
You
one-
need to name 2 more.
One's pretty easy. They're
Stop. No, you can't. Don't say anything.
okay. Just because you go there to...
Stop.
Jim, we're already negative. Let's not help other teams out.
Wait.
Taylor, I need your next answer within 15 seconds.
Okay, Forrester, help, please.
I don't know a third one. By the
10
way.
seconds.
Ireland surprised me because I thought, hell, they were part of
9.
Great Britain. They were going to have to defend everything.
8,
Yeah.
I don't.
7, 6, 5.
Spain.
Are you going with that?
Yes.
Spain is also a correct answer. Yes, that resets the clock. You got
Nice.
30 more seconds to
Okay.
produce one final answer.
That resets the clock.
Yes.
Let me think.
Jim, have you seen how this segment's going?
Yes. It's not resetting my clock.
I literally don't know. I'm scared I'm going to say a country that's not in Europe.
Yeah, I think you got 2 really tough ones. There's
Yeah.
one easy one.
Stop. Dunaway.
There are 4 more that remain. You need to name one of them.
England.
No, don't say that.
Don't go there.
No,
Jim,
don't go there.
stop.
Stop. Okay.
15
if we're gonna
seconds.
collude here,
This is
I
where
get
it
a little
gets
competitive.
personal.
I don't know.
You're giving up on your final?
But I think I am going to have to.
Say Germany.
Germany. Wait, who just whispered that in my
Gosh,
ear?
I cannot believe you did that.
The devil.
Wait, who just whispered
No, Germany did not remain neutral.
That's an incorrect
during World
answer.
War II.
Incorrect answer.
All right. That's going to do it. I'm sorry, it's too late. Germany is
Wait, who just whispered
what
that in my ear?
Taylor decided to go with there.
Nobody heard it but you.
So, the answers that would have been accepted were Ireland,
Switzerland?
Portugal, Spain,
Greece?
Sweden, Switzerland, and Turkey.
Wait.
I apologize. You yelled Germany as soon as it was whispered into your ear.
No.
I said Switzerland, by the way.
You did
Oh
say
my gosh.
Switzerland, but it was too late for that. I
Okay, well,
apologize.
I'm sorry, and I know that Germany was not neutral, but
2 more questions.
EG goes up to 5 points.
Okay.
Taylor, you're now at -3. You get to pick a number, Taylor. What number would you like to go with?
47.
Good cast. Good.
Number 47 is a wheel spin, Rockstar. I'm going to need your help on this as we go to the wheel. This could get you right back in the game. By the way, we have a competition today at 2 o'clock.
Wheel spin. Oh my.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I hate to wait. I hate to
these are
waste a
great.
10-point jackpot on this, but
This is
here we
great.
go.
Here we go.
I'm going to give you a 10-point jackpot question.
This
If
can get you into the
This
lead.
you could.
Yep, guys, I
Demolish.
think that if y'all have seen how this is going.
If you get this right, you
Okay.
are golden. You can not consult Scott. You have to answer this yourself.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Taylor, at the time of his assassination, what play was Abraham Lincoln watching?
The Ford Theater. I know that's where it was. Can whoever whispered Germany in my ear whisper something else?
Are you going to trust it?
For 10 points, at the time of his assassination, what play was Abraham Lincoln watching?
I don't know. I know it was at the
Say
Ford
Phantom
Theater.
of the Opera.
No. I just, no.
Say a cold night in America.
No, someone just told me something, but I think it's wrong.
15 seconds.
It's not. I don't even want to. Stop.
Lion King.
Who's doing this? I feel like I have voices in my head. Okay.
10
no.
seconds.
It's not. It's not what Phantom of the Opera and The Lion King are what I'm being told from whoever's in my ear. And I know that's not right before someone calls me an idiot.
5 seconds.
I don't know. Can I get half credit for the Ford Theater?
No. 3,
I'm done. I don't
2,
know. I don't know anything, guys.
Correct answer is our American cousin. Our American cousin is the correct answer.
Oh, did you say that?
He did not get to finish the play either.
Taylor, you
Cold night in America.
You lose 0 points.
Other
though.
than that, Miss Lynn was
awesome.
great.
Jim, you get the final chance at this. What number are you going with?
Number 1.
Number 1 is a wheel spin. Let's go ahead and spin
Ah,
that
spin the
wheel
wheel.
of destiny.
Spin that wheel.
Jim, you kind of need the wheel spin because you're currently trailing EG by 6 points.
I am.
Audience help.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
Doesn't help.
Audience help.
Doesn't help you, but here we go.
Okay.
All right. The way this works is the first person in the chat to provide an answer, that will be read to you. You cannot consult with John Lunsford. You must take this for 3 points. Here we go. The question is, what notable astronomer penned the 1980 best-selling book Cosmos that sold more than 40 million copies worldwide, spent a year on the New York Times bestseller list, and is considered by the Library of Congress to be one of the 88 books that shaped America? Who wrote the best-selling book Cosmos from 1980? Now, we will get someone in the chat. I hope someone's monitoring it. John, are you monitoring it?
John is. He's going to give the chat answer here. He's the guy that talks with it.
The answer in the chat is Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan is the answer provided to you from the chat.
Whew, if you'd have told me Carl Sagan, I would have said the inventor of communism. But I think
Marxist.
I think that is the correct answer. I think Carl Sagan is it.
Is that your final answer?
He has a deep, soothing voice in interviews. Carl Sagan is my answer.
That is correct, Jim. You finish in second place. Congratulations at 2 points.
Everyone.
However, our winner today is the team of EG and Tyler, who will be competing against each other
Today,
yeah. 2 o'clock, right here on the Meltdown, which is a part of the Disrupt Media family, Jim.
Yeah, so much. Thank you, man.
Thank you
for giving us a sample of that. And they do so much more over there, including movie reviews and everything every day for no set time, but it starts at 3 Eastern, 2 Central on our platforms up here. And we love Melton and Lunsford and Tyler and Rockstar and EG and everyone else who puts that on. It's a lot of fun every day. And you don't have to watch it live. You can go back just like us and watch it anytime that you want to. Don't look at the chat, Taylor.
No, I know that I'm going to be called an idiot because I kind of am a little bit when it comes to history.
This is just practice. You get to play the real deal a week from today.
Right. I'm gonna train somehow.
Time for our mental health minute, brought to you today by our friends at Johnson RV. Dr. Brett McCabe today, Rockstar cut number 4, on just the generalized anxiety and worry and some tips that he has for those that are dealing with that out there. Dr. Brett McCabe, part of the Men's Mental Health podcast that you can get right now here on the Next Round platform, brought to you by Johnson RV.
There's another type of anxiety, what we call generalized anxiety, which is never peaks to that level, but it's more of a low level, just hum in your life. Worries, thoughts that are irrational, that you can't resolve. And worry is the way the brain resolves something it can't finish. Like if we knew there was a threat, we would respond. But just because there's a chance it's not, our minds keep sending noise out there to try to test it. Well, is that true? Is that true? Yeah, I think that's true. Okay, no, maybe that's not. Oh my God. And then we start judging it, which makes it even worse. There's the cycle, right? And so when you look at like anxiety, and this is a question for anybody who's in a work environment. And so we're talking about anxiety, but let's go even deeper. We all probably have AEDs somewhere. And you know, if somebody drops down from a heart attack, we know how to call 911. How many people in your office right now know what to do if somebody came in and pulled in the office and said, I'm in an absolute horrendous place in my life and I'm considering ending my life?
That is why the helpline is always up there, 24/7. You can call, text, or chat 988. That's the lifeline. It's brought to you by our friends at Johnson RV, johnsonrvcenter.com. We appreciate Nick helping us with Mental Health Awareness Month in May and continuing now for PTSD. It's our friends at johnsonrvcenter.com. When we come back to college football we go. Top 10 quarterback QBRs returning to college football. Experienced, talented quarterbacks that could impact the national race for the 12-team playoff. That is next on TNR.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
You You could win a Cadillac CT5 or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Cadillac CT5 and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings April 5th and 6th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
Let's face it, a home is one of the most powerful assets you can have, and our friends at Mortgage Right want to help you build wealth through home ownership. Mortgage Right is all about providing competitive rates, a variety of loan products, and a multitude of resources for a seamless home buying experience. They treat their borrowers like family and are always looking to bring more happy homeowners under their roof. See more by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR today and start living. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Back with you on the next round. Precision Sports Medicine bringing you this part of the show. If you've injured something when you're out playing with your kids, maybe you're playing pickleball now at a professional level. Did you have a picture on something last night in a pickleball?
Tickleball's what we used to play.
Not a tickleball.
Yeah.
I'll suck on your toes, Rockstar. That was what you and your friend used to play. Pickleball. Did you have a pickleball outfit last night on somewhere?
Yeah, actually I did.
Yeah.
It was the...
Like in bright colors or something?
Yeah, it was the Atlanta Magazine.
Yeah. You're in the Atlanta Magazine?
I am.
Oh, more on that later. Pickleball. Lunsford. Yeah, I am the pickleball world champion. Pickleball. You maybe get an injury in pickleball or some other sport you're playing and you need to get back to work. Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics can help you out. 205-512-3885. 512-3885. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024. Orthopedic care, it's better together, right? To go through the rehab process together with somebody. At Precision Sports Medicine, they help diagnose the problem, they treat the problem, and they help rehab the problem to get you back to work or play. It's our friends at Precision Sports and Orthopedics, 205-512-3885. Locations from my location with Dr. Patterson in Alabaster, all the way to Jasper and everywhere in central Alabama. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024. All right, so experience at quarterback seems to be very important, right?
You would think.
You would think. The fine folks at Pro Football Focus and our friends at On3 Sports have a list of the top 10 returning QBR leaders. QBR is a way you judge a quarterback. And in the college game, unlike the pros where it gets confusing, where you can have more than 100 points, it's 100 is perfect. is a perfect
Okay.
QBR. These are the returning quarterbacks that are QBR leaders. And at the top of the list for playoff contending Oregon is Dylan Gabriel, who rolled last year at Oklahoma with an 87.3 QBR. That's pretty dang good.
That is pretty dang good. And he's coming from OU, going to be at Oregon. What exactly are these QBR ratings made up of? What's going into this rating?
You got percentage, completion percentage,
Completions.
the
Touchdowns.
escapability. It's a bunch of factors in there that includes accuracy and everything that comes to being the quarterback.
Well, and 4 of these guys on this list are all transfers. We've got Dylan Gabriel, OU to Oregon, Kyle McCord, Ohio State to Syracuse, DJ and Galele, Oregon State, FSU, and then Quinn Ewers a little bit ago, but he was at Ohio State before Texas.
That's right. So 4 of those guys have been somewhere else. Down at the bottom, Brady Cook is supposed to have a special year for Missouri. He's on the list, but right smack dab in the middle, Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
Now, that's for the whole season last year. You tell me, Jalen Milroe started to cook as the season went on. His QBR started to improve a little bit, take away Michigan against that great defense. Milroe played great at the end, 83.6. He's one of the best quarterbacks returning in college
He is,
football.
and I feel like and I don't know if you agree with this, Dunway, but in a sense can be a little overlooked because, I don't know, he heated up at the end of the season, but when you look at that list, it makes sense that he's there. And I think in this upcoming season with the offense that they're building and the scheme, he'll fit right in, and we'll see potentially that number go up this time next year.
Yeah, the chances we've had to see and talk to Jalen Milroe since the coaching change, he's been very, very happy with the offense and the way Kalen DeBoer and company sort of approach the offense.
Yeah, and it seems like even the guys around him, they're very bought in. And when we go back to the expectations for Alabama fans, that's what you want to be hearing at this point in the season, that the guys that are already there are liking the transitional pieces that is being put in place, and it's working with what they've got.
All right, so a little college football there, the QBR from our friends at On3 Sports, some familiar names on that list. U.S. Open starts tomorrow at Pinehurst number 2. Have you ever been to Pinehurst?
I have not.
I haven't either.
I'd like
so
to go.
It's Pinehurst number 2. It's a golfing resort there in North Carolina. More than just golf, but it's a community there. And they are constructing right now. I always wonder if there's Pinehurst number 2, there's got to be a Pinehurst number 1, right?
Somewhere.
They're constructing right now, and if you guys have ever been, let me know. I think I read this morning they're constructing Pinehurst 10.
10,
and that it's going to be one that is almost designed for the U.S. Open. They think it may
Interesting.
eventually be the best U.S. Open course, but Pinehurst number 2 has hosted the 1999, the 2005, and the 2014 U.S. Open.
Wow.
At Pinehurst number 2, and they returned it to its natural form where there's a lot of sand and natural sea oats and weeds
I like
in the
that.
rough.
Like a
It's a
little-
good-looking course. I like it a lot.
Kind of like Kiowa.
Dave's right. No one ever talks about Pinehurst 1. It's all about Pinehurst number 2.
If you could play any course, barring Augusta, what course would it be?
I want to go to that 7-mile stretch out just south of San Francisco and get Pebble Beach and those other 2 great courses that are out there on that little 7-mile stretch.
I'd want to sit at 17 at TPC Sawgrass and just see if I could get on the green.
Yeah, that's your favorite course.
That is my favorite course.
Yeah. By the way, as you watch the U.S. Open tomorrow, Pinehurst number 2 has a 536-yard par 4. It's number 16. 536-yard par 4 and a 492-yard par 4 on number 8. Both of those are usually par 5s for people like me, but for the pros, they're going to play them as par 4s. John Rahm withdrew yesterday. He has an infected sore between his toes on his left foot, and it's so painful he is withdrawn. One of the contenders, best players in the world, he is out. And some people are betting Rory McIlroy to win this event now because he's got his love life in order.
Things are back in order. Apparently, the line is that we're better together, him and his wife, Erica. So if you guys remember, they met at the Ryder Cup. What year was that?
I don't remember what year, but they met at the Ryder Cup.
And he was actually engaged to the tennis player. Wozniacki. So good for them. I like to see that they're back together, and they obviously have a child together, Poppy, so hopefully it'll last.
They've called off the divorce.
Yeah.
So they are back together. As we reach the top of the hour, I'll tell you the betting favorite, of course, is
Scotty Scheffler.
Xander, Rory, Bryson DeChambeau, Ludwig Oberg,
Georgia Tech kid?
Yep. He's a contender. You get Brooks Koepka, Max Homa, JT, Justin Thomas, 16th, now 15th with Rahm out, 15th betting favorite to win the U.S. Open, which starts tomorrow at Pinehurst. When we come back, yesterday Andy Staples put out his projected 12-team playoffs. I'm going to ask the girls on the panel today if Andy Staples is exactly right on all 12 of his projections. What 3 fan bases are the most upset that they did not make the playoffs? What 3 fan bases, coaches, players, are the most upset they missed the playoffs? You get that when we come back on the show. That is being brought to you by Dr. B today.
Dr. B, I love Dr. B. Had a few chances to hang out with him, but Dr. B offers Sensus Transdermal Infusor. So this enables him to get various medicines and therapies into the scalp where the hair follicles are without using injections. This is revolutionary as he can pinpoint delivery of a patient's genetically specific products without needles. So Lance and Brown are both participating in that. Brown is doing the red light therapy in the cap while Lance is doing the transdermal infusor. You can do it while you're sitting on your couch. He wants you to come in for these treatments, and anyone else is welcome as well. He's got plastic surgery, Botox for the ladies, really anything that you need. Dr. B, go see him down at UAB.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 20/200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them The Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Every day, someone is ridiculed and mocked for the clothing they chose to wear. It's a harsh reality we all must face. But you have the chance to change all of that with one visit to nextround.store. For just a few minutes of browsing, you will observe so many clothing options, from hats to hoodies to t-shirts. Please, for yourself or someone you love, go to nextround.store and embrace the warmth of true attire.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Troy says DeChambeau should be able to eat on that course, and especially those long par fours. Tom says, I love the game. I watch every tournament, talking about the Meltdown. That's at 2 o'clock later on today. Earlier, we had Zac Blackerby on talking Auburn football. Good conversation. That's podcasted for you. And Taylor's working right now on sending some of that out on social media. She'll be back with us for trash. We'll go to Dallas and bring in Boston Celtics sideline analyst Abby Chin. She'll be with us at 11:45 today. And she will talk to us about Game 3 tonight, where the Celtics are, for only the fourth time this year in any game, and the first time in the playoffs, an underdog in the contest. So we'll talk to Abby about the big game tonight. Coming up in the show, the guys are on vacation. Emily, Grace, and Taylor helping me out with the show all week long. And we had a chance yesterday to see a projection from Andy Staples about the playoffs. We're going to give you that in a moment. This hour of the show being brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. ChampysChicken.com, right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling and the crew serves up all that great food there. That deep-fried southern chicken, brined overnight, cooked to order, piping hot. Hand-cut chicken fingers, Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, and so much more. If you're watching the big game, it's a great place to watch the game, great place to pick up a to-go order to enjoy the game. It's Champy's Chicken, ChampysChicken.com, right there in Alabaster. So here's my question I want to ask you, E.G.
Okay.
And I'd love the chat room to give me their answers as well. Here is Andy Staples' projected playoff teams. And Ohio State winning the Big Ten, Georgia winning the SEC, Florida State winning the ACC, Kansas State winning the Big 12. Then the wild card teams, Alabama is a 5 seed, Oregon's a 6, Texas is a 7, Michigan an 8, Notre Dame a 9, Ole Miss a 10, Tennessee 11, and the group of 5 team that gets in is Boise State. So the question I want to ask you, if Andy Staples' 12-team projection is there, if that is 100% correct, which fan bases, which coaching staff, which players are the most upset that they are not included in this playoff? And I want you to give me 3 teams, the 3 most upset teams and fan bases that are there.
So I think we're going to have a little bit of a different list, but I think that makes it more fun.
Okay.
So my first one is Utah out of the Big 12.
Utah is a great answer. Spin that around. Let's see it.
Utah is
is number 1 on your list. Because why? Why do you think? Because they've got expectations,
They have
right?
expectations. We talked about them last week. I think that they have a big chance to win the Big 12.
Cam Rising is back.
Right. They have a lot of key pieces, and they are a favorite. And I'm really surprised that they're not on there. Miami. And I've talked a lot about Miami this week. I think that expectations for them are pretty high, and with extended 12-team playoff, they want to get in. They've got some talent there. That's a big one. And then Penn State is another kind of, they're always on the cusp of it. They want to get in 12-team playoff.
Well, they seem like they've been winning 10 games or 9 games a lot, but mostly 10 games and just losing to Michigan and Ohio State, right?
So I think that if they don't make it in this format, they're going to be pretty upset.
Yeah.
But no SEC teams for me.
I like your list.
Thank you.
Utah, I will be disappointed, but the Big 12 is a crapshoot. Also in that conference, I think somehow Kansas State would be upset. Maybe Oklahoma State. Miami would be upset. I got another ACC team I'll give you in a second. Penn State definitely would be upset. They're on my list.
Oh, good. So we have one the same. Oh, both at number 3.
Here's my answers right here. My answer is LSU, Clemson, and Penn State. To me, LSU, and I think you guys agree with me in the chat room because I saw a lot of LSU flying by over in the chat. I know that they've lost their Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, but I think everyone still trusts Nussmeier at quarterback because they saw him in the bowl game.
Right.
And they know he can play quarterback. And the fact that he's still there, I think they believe in Nussmeier. They got to replace good receivers, and Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors gone. But you just feel like they do that all the time. Pretty good in the running back situation, really good on the offensive line. I think LSU thinks like Alabama fans think, like Georgia fans think, that they're still one of the best in the SEC, and that when we went to 12, we're going to be in there. And I think LSU fans are going to be tremendously disappointed if they're not in the playoffs.
What is LSU schedule like this fall?
It is tough. I don't think it's definitely not as tough as Florida's.
No, Alabama goes to LSU.
They do. They get Alabama at home, which is a big benefit for them.
They play Ole Miss.
They play USC to start with. I remember it's not just the SEC, so that could impact them. But they're in Vegas. I sort of like LSU in that game. They're on the road to South Carolina. I like LSU. They're at home to UCLA. I like them. I like them against South Alabama.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss is
At
a home
LSU,
game. That's
though.
right. It's a home game at Arkansas, at Texas A&M. They get Alabama at home. They go to Florida, and they get Oklahoma at home in the end. I think they have a good schedule because their toughest games are at home.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so LSU I think would be disappointed. And then Clemson. Dabo Swinney, he's a 2-time national championship winning coach, and for a period of time in the late teens, they were one of the premier programs.
They were the standard, yeah.
Yeah, they were a team that was in the playoffs. And I think now that you go to 12, Dabo and Clemson think they belong there. And I really believe they're a quarterback away from being there again. I think Cade Klubnik, if he just plays better, I think the defense is good enough. It's going to be an elite defense this year.
Yeah.
People aren't talking enough about Clemson's defense. That defense is going to be studs this year.
Anne Marie is clapping in the corner, our Clemson intern.
Why is she clapping?
Because I think we're talking about Clemson. Is that correct?
She may have ties to the Clemson defense too. But Clemson's defense, think Michigan last year.
So you're thinking that Clemson's defense will put them in position all season?
I think Clemson has, and it's my belief that Clemson is good enough to win the ACC this year because of their defense.
Okay.
And we will do this later when we get closer to the start of the season, who are the 12 teams that make the playoff? Clemson is going to be my ACC champion.
Wow.
Clemson better than Miami. Clemson will be better than Florida State this year.
Okay.
Clemson will be my ACC champion. So if they miss it, like Andy Staples projects, I think Clemson fans will be very disappointed. And I go Penn State too. James Franklin recruits well. They win a lot of football games.
Always on the cusp.
And when you go 12, I think Penn State thinks they'll be there. Doug says USC. No USC. If USC is not there, then that is a disappointment for them.
Yeah.
It's a disappointment for Lincoln Riley not being there. He was so much part of the playoffs.
That's true.
For so many years there at Oklahoma. At USC, I just don't picture them as a playoff team. One more thing to get to before we get to trash coming up in the next segment. Let me tell you about Hemphill first. It brings you the lock every day. The fine folks at Hemphill do. Lance sends that out every day at lanceslock.com. Hemphill helps you out no matter what the thermostat's locked on. You can put it at 68. If it's not running at 68 in the air conditioning when it's hot this weekend, you need to call our friends at Hemphill. Hemphill Services, whether you're experiencing plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or your business, they are ready to serve you. You can contact them, 205-229-2090, 205-229-2090, or remember the name Hemphill. Birmingham has trusted the Hemphill name since the 1950s. That tells you all you need to know about the friendly customer service and the work they do at Hemphill. It's in their motto, serve you, serve you. That's what they do. Plumbing, heating, and cooling. It's our friends there at Hemphill, and we appreciate them very much. In the sports world, as we get ready to, remember the great Jerry West, who passed away earlier today. He's 86. He is the logo in the NBA. Everyone's reacting, including Michael Jordan. There's the release from the NBA sending out a picture of the logo that is on every NBA court as we get ready for the finals, Game 3, a little bit later on tonight. 14 years, 14-time All-Star, NBA champion back in the day, and he did so much as a general manager and an ambassador for the game. So everyone's remembering Jerry West today. I wanted to ask you a question about SEC coaches. You had a chance to interview a bunch of them this year.
Quite a few.
And Nick Saban is not part of that group anymore. But we're going to be heading out to SEC Media Days. And I wanted to ask you, the voice in the room, when Nick Saban walked into SEC meetings in Destin. I wasn't there this year, but so many of my friends who cover the SEC meetings in Destin every May, they said it was just different not having Nick Saban there.
Yeah.
There's a void in the room a little bit because Saban brought a presence with him. Which SEC coach fills that void, in your opinion? Not necessarily the wins on the field, because I think that's easy.
Right.
I think that's Kirby. But is there anybody that sort of fills that void as sort of the statesman of the SEC. It could be Kirby.
Yeah,
it could be Kirby too.
I think that Kirby is the best argument for that. I think that he fills a lot of the roles that Saban did, but in personality, who is gonna maybe I think we're gonna see maybe a loosening up of some coaches, and I think Lane Kiffin is gonna step into that role even more so than he already is.
Right.
I'm trying to go around. I feel like a lot of it also depends on who's gonna take over as the powerhouse. Georgia's obviously that answer, but who's going to be that number 2? Georgia's going to move up to number 1, I would say, for this season.
Well, Kirby does in the wins, but when you talk about a leader, a voice of college football, I don't know if Kirby really wants to be that. I think he
Lane
embraces
Kiffin
that.
has said he has been very outspoken about some issues going on and transfer portal, recruiting, things like that. So I think that Lane Kiffin has been looked at someone as he's going to speak out and he's going to be talking about some issues. Eli Drinkwitz, I don't really know what he's chatting about right now, or Josh Heupel, Brian Kelly, but I think Lane Kiffin will fill that role.
Yeah, I think Brian Kelly probably, could see himself being that voice for the SEC. Lane seems to be a little, too fun. He's a little too fun.
Yeah, he's fun, but that's what's attractive right now.
Sark. He's going to get the wins, but
too new.
Yeah, I just think it should be Kirby. I just don't know if Kirby's going to want to be that guy. I don't know if Billy Napier will be on the job long enough to become that. It just seems to me like it's going to be Kirby just because of the wins.
Yeah.
But from what we know about Kirby, I don't think he really wants to be
in
that
front
guy.
of the media.
Yeah.
Mark Stoops won't really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's an interesting question.
Not at a big enough program for it to be Mark Stoops either. All right, hey, Madden, we're waiting on the college football game. Madden released their cover yesterday, and it is Christian McCaffrey of the 49ers. There's the cover of Madden 25, the deluxe edition coming out. You can actually get a package where you get the college football game and the Madden for one price coming up. But Christian McCaffrey, with his new contract extended on with the 49ers, is on the cover of Madden. Speaking of new contracts, Jordan Love is expecting his new contract before the official camp starts with Green Bay. And if you don't think the UFL, where the Stallions play for the championship on Saturday, we should have somebody on for the Stallions on Friday's show. Hakeem Butler, who played for St. Louis, they got eliminated this past week. He's 6'5". He was the Offensive Player of the Year receiver. The Panthers are bringing him in straight from his loss in the UFL to work him out at mandatory camps this week. A chance for him to go from the St. Louis Battlehawks to the Carolina Panthers. So this league is working a lot of talent there.
That's exciting.
For them to grow
That's a good sign.
and move to the NFL. All right, when we come back, we'll do trash today, and then we'll talk a little NBA. But in the next segment, the video that even Lane Kiffin, the voice of the SEC now, was having some fun with on Twitter. We will get to that video coming up on the other side of the show, being brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Stop wasting money on eyeglasses. Stop wasting money on contacts. Get a hassle-free consultation from our friends at Michelson Laser Vision, michelsonlaservision.com. You can call Dr. Michelson and his staff, 205-969-8100, 969-8100. It's the best decision Lance made now over 2 decades ago. He still has the best vision in the world thanks to Dr. Michelson. Just think about the money that you spend on eyeglasses and contacts, the solutions that goes with the contacts, over and over and over and over and over for 20 years. You do LASIK eye surgery, that one-time cost, and you don't have to buy those stuff anymore. Check it out. Get that hassle-free consultation today at Michelson, michelsonlaservision.com.
Everything Alabama, all the time. Subscribe and set alerts at Roll Tide Pods on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you, 969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
If renting is putting a dent in your bank account, here's your sign from the universe that it's time to buy a new home. And who better to help you through the ins and outs of home buying than our friends at Mortgage Right. With Mortgage Right, you don't have to worry about becoming a short notice mortgage expert because they do all the heavy lifting for you. They're trusted mortgage professionals and they'll help you choose the right mortgage option and stand by your side every step of the way. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR to buy before renting runs you dry. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender. For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Back with you on the next round. 73 days away from week 0. You guys ready for Dallas and SEC Media Days?
I'm so ready.
Woohoo.
Looking forward to talking to everybody in Dallas. Still a little weird. We're going to be in Dallas for SEC Media Days, but that's coming up. What is that? The
13th,
second full week of July. It's July
Yeah.
17th, maybe the 3rd week of July.
Yeah.
It's the 13th through
Mid-10th.
17th, maybe.
Yeah, July 17th, I think. We're out in Big D, and we'll be bringing you all of our fun coverage as we always do right here on the next round, the show that's being brought to you today in part by our friends at New York Butcher Shop. Great place to get your steaks when you're grilling out during this grilling season. Not just steaks, they got ribs, they got everything for you. nybutcher.com, nybutcher.com. You can order online for sandwiches at lunch, or they'll have your steaks ready to go. They cut them right there. It's your typical old school butcher shop that you get. Rare quality, well done service right there. Everything you need, Cahaba Heights and Greystone. Go see Jim and the crew, nybutcher.com. Taylor, you saw the Brian Kelly video originally when he danced with, who was the recruit? It was the Howard kid who's now, here it is. It was the Howard kid who's now at Ole Miss. So this old video that Rockstar actually impersonated one time.
Oh, it's so bad.
That is bad. Walker Howard was his name, right? Was that his name? Walker Howard? Yep. Thumbs up from the back. So he did it with several recruits on TikTok. Brian Kelly, much like Jim, horrible dancer. I'm a horrible dancer. Brian Kelly, equally as bad. So the question now, the debate becomes, which video is worst? That video of Brian Kelly trying to recruit 5 stars, or this one from Eli Drinkwitz?
So bad. Oh, my gosh. I think this one might be worse.
Playing the guitar, little wrestling belt, Eli Drinkwitz wearing a horrible outfit, by the way.
That's what gets me about this video is he could have dressed more of the part. He's wearing a button-up, glasses, and then has a bright yellow electric guitar.
Yeah, with white sneakers on. Just when I thought BKs couldn't be beat, tweets Lane Kiffin.
He actually looks like he's strumming a guitar though. Like he's actually using the right motions. So he's not doing the. At least he's using the right motions. I'll give him credit for that.
Okay, so you're saying that he can play guitar? You think?
No, I'm just saying like it looks like he. I mean, he looks like a guy. Like I think Lunsford said, he looks like he's in Weezer.
In Weezer. So which video is worse, you think? Eli Drinkwitz or Brian Kelly's?
For different reasons, they're both questionable, I would say. I think what's funny to me about Eli Drinkwitz is that he's not wearing anything that a coach would wear. And that is funny to me. Like, what was he coming from where he was wearing that? It's like his everyday
I think he probably dresses
athletic
like that every
facility
day.
outfit.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of fits the part, though, in a sense. If you were to show that video to an average person on the street, you would not say that is the head coach.
Oh, no, not at all.
I just posted a poll on Twitter if y'all want to go vote.
Yeah. Laura, by the way, exactly right. My wife will walk off the dance floor. Anytime we're dancing, she'll do not go into white man overbite. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then eventually I'm like, and she's like, all right, I'm going to the bar. She's out.
Did we catch that on camera? I think we missed it.
Yeah, I don't think we got it for a reason. It's time for Trash today, brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right. Our great friends at Mortgage Right. I'll tell you more after Rockstar hits the big button.
Do y'all usually start before 8 o'clock with a chainsaw?
What time is it, sir?
Well, it's after 8 now. You guys started firing it up at 7:55.
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
That is about as southern I think I've ever heard Lance sound, by the way. Do y'all usually start before 8 o'clock?
Y'all started firing them up at 7:55.
Firing them up.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Our friends at Mortgage Right, they bring you trash every day, and they help you in the home buying experience. Listen, the first thing I want to tell you about Mortgage Right, they were founded by a veteran-founded local guys, some UAB guys, and they are a local company that have gone national now. They're nationwide now, but it started right here in Birmingham. And they just are based on such a great foundation. If you're a first-time home buyer or you're buying your 7th house in your life, they are the company for you. If you got a big down payment or if you need 100% financing, they are the company for you. Low rates, great service. Go online to mortgageright.com/TNR, mortgageright.com/TNR, or call that number, 205-900-7200. It's mortgageright.com/TNR NMLS 2239. We'll talk NBA playoffs and Abby Chin next segment, but right now, what do you have trash for us?
We're going to start things off with a Florida man story. A Florida man has found himself behind bars after he was caught allegedly walking around his neighborhood in the Buff.
A lot of nakedness in trash.
There
usually.
it is.
Rolf Braun, there he is.
Yep. I've
never met a Rolf.
I'll make this point really quick too, Rockstar. People that walk around naked are usually the people you don't want to see naked.
Yeah, they have. It's not like I have confidence, as I don't care.
Yeah,
it's that kind of attitude.
Yeah, like naked people are usually older sometimes, dirtier sometimes.
You talking about Rolf? He's got his hairbrush at least.
Overweight.
Yeah, it looks like he's got some hair gel.
You never see just in the wild, you never see models walking around.
Yeah, it's the people riding the bikes in whatever city that was.
Those were the best ones. Those were, at least they exercise occasionally on the bike, riding naked. Everyone else is just soft.
Shortly after 1:30 p.m., police responded to the RV park in reference to a male walking around the road nude, the affidavit said. A couple of witnesses said a man, later identified as Braun, was allegedly walking around the front of his RV lot completely nude. An officer made contact with Braun at his camper. Braun answered the door wearing a t-shirt as shorts, the affidavit said. He became uncooperative and as he was being taken into custody, but officers were unable to handcuff him, the affidavit said. During his arrest, Braun told police that there are nude beaches in Florida, so he can be nude in his neighborhood.
No, yeah, exactly.
Here's the crucial point. He answered the door with a t-shirt as shorts.
Oh, so he put like a diaper-esque on? He just wrapped it really quick?
I mean, I don't know.
A little toga?
But I don't know, but he had a t-shirt as shorts.
Did you guys do toga parties in college?
Yeah. And high school.
Yeah. In high school too?
Yeah.
For football games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we did too. It's been, I don't know why we do it. It was going on in the 80s as well.
Actually, I don't know if we did it in college. Those things are hard to construct, though.
Yeah.
The togas?
Yeah.
Toga. Toga.
What are you doing here?
Did you do a real, like one of your bed sheets, or did you buy a specific toga? Like they make togas,
no
I guess.
clue.
You probably could order them on Amazon.
Yeah, I think it was probably Amazon.
I think my mom facilitated that for me.
I think one of the pictures we have in the reel is me
Yeah.
In a toga.
crotch shot.
Yeah.
at the one toga party I've been to.
Yeah.
From back in college, way back in the day. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know why I'm thinking of togas. Rockstar said you wrap that T-shirt around the goods.
No, I don't think he wrapped it. I think they were unveiled. I think that was one of the. I had to omit that from the story because it was very wordy. It had the descriptive of what was going on.
Oh, so he had a T-shirt, sort of.
It's almost like he had the goods out, but he was. Let's say his hips were covered.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
Oh, Rolf.
Sort of like a push-up bra.
Yeah.
We're going to head north to Charlotte as Server says her viral video of customer.
Oh, hey, toga. This is me. That's me in the middle, by the way.
Oh, wow. I love the garland on your head.
Yep.
Really adds some authenticity to it.
Thank you.
Is that ancient Greece or is that Alabama in 1980?
Yep.
I don't know.
You should have seen the camera I was looking at. They had a different view.
Oh, God.
Oh, my.
Anyways, a server at a North Carolina restaurant said she was fired after posting a viral video of a man having a meal with a doll. The woman who goes by the name
she's like, oh my God, another story
of T something on TikTok posted this short video over Memorial Day weekend. And the video said, okay, I'm not supposed to be making TikToks at work. All right, so out yourself in the first sentence. But this one calls for it. I work at a nice restaurant in Charlotte, and I need you guys to see what just came in the door. She then shows a man scanning the menu at a table with a blow-up doll placed in the chair across the table. The woman told the Charlotte Observer she expected to be fired from the upscale eatery after posting the video, but couldn't resist. So she went into this knowing, I want to go viral. Yeah. Here's an opportunity. Need to find another job.
I would go down on this one.
I would too.
Let me rephrase. I would absolutely get fired.
I don't think she'd argue
over this.
She said she was already thinking of quitting anyway, identified by the paper as Tara Eve Jork. Said she was ready for new opportunities, so it wasn't too much of a shock, thank goodness. Sort of shocked at how viral it went, though.
I pictured this guy laying around with his doll at the house, talking, doing the voice for the doll, and the doll saying, you never take me out on dates. It's always you're always making your moves on me, but you never take me out on dates.
So
because your posture is awful.
Well, let me clarify. This is a fantasy football punishment.
Okay.
Yes, this was the last paragraph.
You probably should have led with that.
Well, it is the last sentence of the article, Dunaway.
So she had to go out with that guy, the doll?
So his buddies are like, okay, you got to take this sex doll and have lunch with it.
There's two mimosas or whatever, and 2 glasses of water. So she's being ordered for.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering, if he ordered her a meal.
Yeah. You're not going to touch it, are you?
Probably had to.
Are you still mad at me?
Are you still mad at me? Because I didn't draft Christian McCaffrey?
Airbnb renters refuse to leave, put up no trespassing sign on North Carolina woman's property. This is craziness, and this is happening more and more.
Official sign.
A months-long Airbnb rental has become a nightmare for the North Carolina host because the renters refuse to leave. A single parent in the Triangle is out of money and now is having to fight to get her property back. This all started when Raman's most recent Airbnb guest made a long-term rental reservation through Airbnb. They checked in on October 25th with a checkout date of May 24th. That's a pretty long time.
Yeah.
When Raman's cleaning lady went to clean the rental, the renters were still there. They answered the door and they said, no, we have not moved out. She said, should I come tomorrow? They said, no, don't come back. Raman then went to the rental with the police, and the renters promised the police officer they would leave first thing in the morning. The next morning, the renters were still not gone. Instead, a handwritten no trespassing sign was on the front door that stated, we will vacate the property when you file the proper paperwork with the civil magistrate for an eviction, for we are legal residents of this home.
What?
What does it say at the bottom, Rockstar? It says, if you try to enter, we will shoot you?
Well, not shoot you. We will stop you. They're saying, they're just going, I want you to go through all these legal hoops now because it's just going to buy us more time to live here. And it's going to be on your dime.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But do they not realize that they're they're not legal?
There's a rule, something like that.
So it says Attorney Maya Davis with the law offices of James Scott Farron said when guests stay longer than 90 days, it's typically considered a holdover tenant. The longer they stay, the more rights they develop. So the quicker you can act and get them out of there, the better it is.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like squatting.
Yeah. Which squatters' rights, why is that a thing? I do not understand that.
It goes back to the early days of the country. And before some people owned the land, if you lived there, it became yours for so long. And we just haven't gotten it off the books.
Well, let's get that off the books.
Yeah.
I saw a thread on Twitter. It was an Airbnb horror story, and it was someone's flight or something got delayed, their travel, and the people, they had a check-in window, and the owner of the place, they had notified, said, hey, we're going to be past this time that we're supposed to be checking in, and they changed the lock, the number, because there was a key in the lockbox, and they changed the code, and then the owner was just like, sorry, you're past your time. They're like, can we get a refund? No response. It was this long thing.
Wow.
Bad Airbnb experience.
Okay, what is y'all's ideal theme wedding? Do you have any?
Block party with, I have.
So you like a theme wedding?
Or no.
Oh.
I just thought you meant how it goes.
No, like a theme wedding. Have you ever been to one?
No.
Okay.
No. I've never been to a destination wedding either. My theme is usually love.
This theme.
Usually, not always. Usually.
Themed weddings can be beautiful and memorable, especially when done uniquely. However, because the definition of unique varies, some couples can take things to the extreme. This is what happened. According to a Reddit user, her brother and his fiance are planning their nuptials at a naturist resort.
More nudity.
Right. She says they are having their wedding and reception at a naturist resort. They met there, and I understand it holds significance for them. I even checked if nudity is a requirement for the ceremony and reception, or if it's a regular wedding attire. It is a requirement. It is a requirement, just like all other times at the resort. I've offered to pay for a separate reception for them. However, this just made them angrier. I'm definitely not comfortable walking up the aisle arm in arm with the groomsmen I've never met when we're both clothless, or standing in front of everyone during the ceremony, or being in all photographs. I don't know about the fiance's family, but some of my siblings and cousins or their spouses are also uncomfortable. My parents are no longer with us, so I can't ask them for advice. I'm just wanting to get this off my chest, how I feel about my brother not understanding my discomfort with this.
That, you cannot make that required.
I thought you were going to tell me it's required that the men wear black ties only.
I got it from a Chippendale audition.
that you cannot make that a requirement.
You cannot.
No.
That's just wrong.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Good feet, by the way, but you cannot make them.
And that's trash.
You cannot make it that a requirement.
No.
Yeah.
That's it.
I wouldn't go.
You going to do a destination wedding?
No, I want to have a block party.
That's what you were saying earlier.
Yes, I thought you meant
you want it to be less
formal,
prim and proper. You want it to be a little.
Yeah, I just want it to be a party. Come as you are. I don't like getting dressed up. And
you basically want your wedding to be like rodeo at Auburn.
No.
And I think EG would have my God, just candelabras.
Oh, royal wedding, block party.
Yeah.
Royal wedding, block party.
I think my parents live in a cul-de-sac, which is perfect. I would just go knock on all the neighbors' doors and be like, are y'all okay with this? I would get a DJ at the end of the cul-de-sac. We would just have, I personally, this will never happen. My mom would be appalled, but I've brought it up to my parents. I've just said, yeah, it's come up in conversation. I think it would be fun. No one has to worry about what dress they're wearing, what shoes they're wearing. Just show up and let's have a good time.
And Papa Corn will be like, this sounds cheaper. Let's do it this way.
Yeah, my dad's like, Gina, you have to let her do whatever she wants.
Yep.
But my mom's like, it won't happen. But
one of my favorite sideline analysts of all time, Samantha Ponder now, when she married Christian, former Florida State quarterback, go look at their wedding. They did it in a barn. She got a thrift dress. It was like what you said. If you go back and look at her wedding, all the friends flew into town and they just had a barn party.
Yeah.
The ceremony and a barn party. And she wore cowboy boots with her wedding dress, and it was a very casual, good time. And Maggie and I thought about the thousands of dollars we spent on our wedding. We were like, that looked fun.
Yeah.
That looked fun.
Yeah. I'm just trying to have a good time.
Yeah. All right. Trash Today brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right. MortgageRight.com/TNR for all your mortgage needs. Go check those guys out. They're the best in the business right there. MortgageRight.com/TNR. When we come back, we'll talk about tonight's NBA Finals with former CBS 42 reporter Abby Chen. Abby Chen, when I worked with her in the 2010 season, I covered Alabama every week. She got to cover the Auburn Tigers every week.
Lucky girl.
What happened to Auburn that year? Cam Newton happened to Auburn that year, and she was front row to see Cam Newton and Auburn all season long. Every game through the national championship game. Now she's covering the Boston Celtics, 2 wins away from a world championship. We'll talk to Abby coming up on the other side right here on TNR, being brought to you this hour by our friends at Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Perfect for your tailgate. They've been around a long time, over a decade in the same location, just off the Alabaster exit. If you're on your way to or from the beach, go see Sterling and the crew. It's Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
This hour of the Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1, find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2, stream it now. Miss Hour 3, download it for later. Miss Hour 4, well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Just got a video from LT. Maybe we'll show it tomorrow on the show. I'll send it to Forrester, but he's down at 38, and he's got live pictures of sharks.
Oh.
Down at 38, which has been a big story here. So thoughts and prayers still continue with those families that suffered that tragic incident last weekend down on the beach down there. Tonight, Game 3, NBA Finals, 7:30 on ABC. I think it's the first time in a long time that the Celtics have been underdogs, the betting underdogs, and I think that's the case, at least it was when I was driving to work this morning. Let's bring in my old buddy, longtime friend, Abby Chin, who joins us from Dallas. Abby, welcome to the show. How are you?
Howdy, Dunaway. I'm doing very well. Oh, I saw that bottle of water back there. Hi.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Very good. This is Emily Grace McWhorter.
Hey, Abby. I've heard lots about you, all good things, and that's significant coming from Jim Dunaway.
Yeah, the rest of the guys are on vacation. Before we talk Celtics and NBA Finals and your journey from Birmingham to where you are now in Boston, I was just telling everybody going to break that in 2010 when we worked together and I was hosting the Nick Saban show, I got to go to Alabama games every week, and you were going to the Auburn games every week. And all of a sudden, Cam Newton happened. Do you have fond memories of that season in 2010 with Cam Newton?
Do I have fond memories? Of course. I remember the very first practice that we were allowed to go outside, and Cam just looked like a men amongst boys. The size difference was incredible. And you could tell, that was an incredible season, an incredible run, and I think one of the more surprising runs, right? Nick Saban was at Alabama, obviously still already at the top of his game, but then Auburn with Chizik and that recruitment, and then all of the shady stuff that was going on with Cam when he was at Florida, and then he had to go play at the junior college, and there were so many redemption stories about how he was a guy who was willing to go up into the stands and he would pick up trash and he was painting the benches. And so he came to Auburn and he was ready for his second chance. And they made the most of it. We covered the championship game in Phoenix.
That's right.
And what I remember about that is that we didn't sleep at all. It was so much work and we were just exhausted in the desert and just beside ourselves.
Yeah,
couldn't believe that they won the championship.
I brought up that trip yesterday on the show because it's the first time I've spilled a drink since then. I think
that was that trip.
Yeah, didn't I spill a glass of wine that night at dinner, or was it you that spilled the wine?
I don't remember that. I remember we had dinner with Charles Barkley.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, that came up recently too when I was out in Phoenix for the Final Four. So you're the sideline analyst for the Celtics. You had a chance this year, though, before we talk about the series going on now and what this is going to mean for the franchise, you had a chance also to do an all-women's broadcast. It was an NBA thing this year, and you got to do that. What was that experience like?
It was amazing. I'm so grateful to the Celtics and to NBC Sports Boston that they allowed us to do that. And that was, my first time as an NBA analyst, but I think the best part was that they put together an amazing team. Zora Stevenson, who now works for NBA and is doing some Olympic stuff, and she does play-by-play in her as her day job. But she was our play-by-play woman. And then we had Dejanay Carrington, who is a WNBA player for the Connecticut Sun, and we had Kayla Burton on the sidelines in my usual role. And so it was I was surrounded by superstars, and it made the job so much easier. And it was really fun for me to be able to kind of provide that go-between for people with amazing, incredible basketball knowledge and X's and O's, and to provide some of the context for not only the team this season, but the Celtics and what the organization represents and the way that they look at things. And so it was very different. And honestly, the weirdest part was being on the other side of the court. I usually sit behind on the same side as the benches, so I have a very different view of the court, but the play-by-play booth is on the opposite side. At center court, it is the best view, but it was just different looking at it from that. I couldn't get used to it.
But it was really fun. I feel like I could pick your brain about your sideline experiences for the next 3 hours, but we are going to talk about the NBA Finals. So Game 2, Drew Holiday, we saw some great production from him. 26 points, 11 rebounds. What's going to be the key for him to continue that going into Game 3 tonight? Drew is the ultimate competitor and just the best teammate. I actually talked to him yesterday at practice. We did a walk and talk, which that was my second one that I've done in these finals, and I haven't tripped yet. So I know Dunaway is keeping track of that. One of my better accomplishments. But I asked him because, not only is he producing like that, leading the Celtics in scoring, which is not something he did a lot of during the regular season because he doesn't have to, playing alongside Jason and Jalen, but he also, defensively, he doesn't let up. He was checking Luka Doncic for most of the first half, and then he kind of let Jaylen Brown take over, but he is relentless on defense as well. And this is a guy who turns 34 today. It's his birthday today. But he just is willing to do any and everything, whatever it takes to win. And he's just such a smart player that he can find ways. That's really what he was doing in Game 2, was playing off of Jason Tatum, who the Dallas defense was loading up on. And Drew was just cutting back and forth. That's why he got 18 points in the paint, because he was
open, hanging out in the dunker spot, and was just available for Jason when he got double teamed, and Drew took advantage of his opportunities.
Tell me if this
It's
looks...
such a luxury for the Celtics to have a guy like that who can step up in those moments and has been there before.
Tell me if this looks familiar. All my notes that I know it's it's not an HD camera. All my notes that I take, Drew Holiday's birthday was on there. See, I knew you would know it, but I had it there just in case I had to bring it up in a question. So note taking, I still do it all these years later.
He did not want to talk about that yesterday. He was like, don't ask me about my birthday.
Yeah. Sounds like he's got a little Jim Dunaway in there. I don't like to talk about mine anymore either. Abby
I
Chin,
like to celebrate them. I don't need to talk about them. Yeah.
Abby Chin is with us, and she is the sideline analyst with the Celtics broadcast, and she's in Dallas. Game 3 tonight on ABC. Help me with my Celtics history, not long term, but with this group of players. Wasn't there a time that Tatum and Brown were sort of pieces to the puzzle, and then one year they were breakout stars? Isn't that the way they sort of burst onto the scene? They weren't really the stars of the franchise, and then all of a sudden one season they were.
How far back do you want to go? So they were the number 3 picks overall in the draft in successive years. So Jaylen Brown was in 2016 and Jason Tatum was 2017. Jason actually was the more heralded of the two and assumed he was going to go number 1 overall, but the Celtics who had the number 1 pick traded down. The Sixers made a terrible decision and traded up to number 1 and drafted Markelle Fultz. And then number 2 was the Lakers, and they selected Lonzo Ball, I believe. So Jason Tatum still mad at Danny Ainge to this day for trading out to the number 3 spot, even when they would have taken him at number 1. He told Danny that all the time. I could have been a number 1 pick. But they had very different journeys. The Celtics were perennial, already in the playoffs. And so Jaylen Brown really had to kind of fight for playing time when he came, whereas Jason Tatum was in the starting lineup, and his scoring ability, he's just a walking bucket. And so he was with that starting group, from the moment he got on the team. And so there was kind of a little bit of friction there, but the two of them have always gotten along. There's been a ton of mutual respect. So that was 2017, Jason's rookie season. The Celtics then also traded for Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward. And so that was going to be the duo, the tandem that led them back to the championship. The Celtics haven't won a championship since 2008. But that was the season, of course, the horrific ankle injury for Gordon Hayward that happened in the first 5 minutes of the first game of the regular season. It's heartbreaking. And then Kyrie Irving ended up getting injured at some point in that season. And so he was not a part of the playoff run at all. But the Celtics made a surprising run all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals and took LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers to a Game 7 inside TD Garden. And it was a wild ride in that Jason and Jaylen, Terry Rozier was on that team, Al Horford was on that team as well. They were just, it's a little like the Mavericks this season. I think they were just so naive and young. They didn't know how big the stage was, what the expectations were, and how to handle all that. Everything was just so new, and they were just running with it. And they really played the best when their backs were against the wall. It's just LeBron, I think he played like 47 and a half minutes in that Game 7 and put it away in the second half to go to the NBA Finals. But so from that point on, the Jays have been to the Eastern Conference Finals 5 of the 7 years that they have been together in Boston. This is their second appearance in the NBA Finals. So, and it's really the moves that they made this summer to add Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis that has created this super team. And it's also allowed Jason and Jaylen to, while for years now, Brad Stevens has been saying, they are our foundation. That is who we're building around. And while that's true, without Marcus Smart in the locker room, without Grant Williams, who was a guy who really was very vocal a lot of the times, it has allowed Jason and Jaylen to kind of step up into a larger leadership role, a more vocal leadership roles. And they both shined in doing that, leading in their own ways, but clearly the results speak for themselves. They won 64 games in the regular season, 7 more than any other team in the league, and they've only lost 2 games here in the playoffs so far.
Speaking of Jason Tatum, he said that we're willing to do less to achieve more. You've been around this team now all season, heading into the NBA Finals. What is the temperature? What has the conversations been like these last few days there in Dallas?
It's kind of crazy, and I don't know how much you guys talk about the NBA down there, but the conversation surrounding Jason Tatum, who is without a doubt a bona fide superstar in the NBA, and I guess there's a lot of talk that is he a top 5 player, and if he is a top 5 player, shouldn't he be scoring 40 points a night? And I mean, it's the conversation is gotten silly to a point, because the fact is, whatever Jason's doing, it's working. The Celtics, like I just rattled off their resume this season, they just continue to win. And so while a lot of people will, I think, are just want to see more from Jason as far as scoring, and he's going to be the first to tell you that, yeah, he needs to hit more shots. His shooting has not been where he would like it to be, particularly in these finals, but he can get a bucket. And the fact that he is getting into the lane anytime he wants, and then has the patience and is making the right play out of that, speaks volumes. And it's also a huge part of his development as a player. And you really, the whole thing goes back to, you can't argue with the results. And that's what the players will tell you. That's been Joe Mazzulla's message all season long, is that winning and success and individual accomplishments are going to look different. It's going to look different every night. It's going to look different for every guy. But all we care about is winning, and all we care about is getting to banner number 18. And they are 2 wins away from doing that.
Absolutely. I'm going to switch gears on you a little bit, Abby. But as a fellow woman in sports, it can be hard sometimes to get advice if you're wanting to break into this industry. So maybe some daughters of our viewers, sisters, or some girls that are watching this, what would your best piece of advice be to women that want to break into this industry?
That hard work doesn't go unnoticed. Dunaway, I tell this story all the time. People, whenever people ask me about things, but I don't know if he told you. So my first on-air job was in Montgomery, Alabama. I was working 3 days a week, making probably $9 an hour. And I was living in Birmingham at the time. I was driving 80 miles each day, and I got laid off. And I had nothing to do, no plans. But Jim had seen me at an Alabama press conference with Nick Saban. And you guys know, back in the day, so you're lugging around this huge camera, a huge tripod, a whole bag of editing with a laptop, and the batteries and lights. I don't even know whatever we had. And so it was just me trudging into my Nick Saban press conference, setting up in the back and shooting Nick Saban. But I wasn't afraid to ask questions. I asked questions, and I worked hard while I was there and shot my own stand-ups and did all of that. And I say all that because somebody noticed, and that somebody was Jim Dunaway. And he was at CBS 42 at the time. They had a position that opened up. And when I contacted him to let him know that I had been laid off, he said, well, we might be able to make something happen. And it was such a wonderful blessing and a gift that I am still grateful for to this day. And I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, wasn't for that, and for him standing up for me and taking a shot on me. So that's what I tell people. I feel like the hard work doesn't go unnoticed, and it's really, in our line of work, the only thing that you can control is what you do in your preparation and how you handle situations. And then it's up to you to keep putting in the work for people to see. And I really believe that opportunities, and once you get your foot in the door, you have to make the most of them.
Jeff Shear, who you worked with, WSFA, also a guy who called instantly and said, she's really awesome, so you got to hire her. Abby Chin.
You never told me that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jeff Shear was like, this just happened, and you would like her. And I said, oh, yeah. Abby Chin, great career, continues in Boston. Celtics tonight, Dallas. Mavericks trying to win 1, 2 more, and the Celtics are world champions, and the city will go crazy, and you guys will have a parade. So I hope that's in your future. I think the world of you, so enjoy the ride. Keep going. Very happy to see you again. And these guys up here, they live with what you had to live with a couple of years. All my drive for perfection and my anger and my temple rubbing and my AirPods in and getting upset when things don't go right. So you survived it. Please tell them they'll survive it too at some point.
You will survive. Yeah, we had some rough days in Phoenix. That's there were some serious audio issues.
Well, we did. TV
I still have
Abby
nightmares about that.
at TV Abby on social media. Go follow her. She's one of the best in the business. Thank you, buddy. I'll see you later.
Tim, nice to see you anytime, you guys.
All right, see you. Enjoy your day. Tonight on ABC, 7:30, the NBA. Always good. One of my favorites.
She's a good one.
She is a good one. She's a good one. I've been blessed. Had a lot of them in my career. All right, that's our show today. Thank you for being with us. I hope the shows are different this week. I know that. They're different. But I have enjoyed the heck out of them this week.
Me too.
Every day I go home and Maggie's like, hey, how'd it go today? And every day I just talk damn, this and that, about how much I've loved it this week. It's just love the guys. Look forward to when they're back. But it's been fun doing it a little different this week, and we'll do it again tomorrow and Friday as well. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America. Thanks for being with us.